Hello, everyone. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know if you have audio. Let me know if everything is working because I have some very, very interesting things to show you, things that you're not going to see in other places that I have access to just simply because I speak Persian. And so I'm go digging in finding like all the content that I consume. There are parts of it that I think you guys are going to find a lot very interesting. So I'm going to share that with you. We do have a one patron question by Music Guy. Thank you, Music Guy, for the patron question. I will get to the patron question after I show these videos, and then if there's any live chat questions, we'll get to that as well. Soha is here. So hi, Music Guy is confirming that audio is good. All right. I'm going to share the screen, and you let me know that after I share the screen, if there's also audio that is you could hear the video. Let me just play just half a second of it, and you let me know. Let me know if you have audio. Do you have audio from the video as well? Let me know. I know there's a little bit delay before I hear what you guys have to say. Yeah, please confirm. I'll just wait for you guys to confirm that there was some audio from the video, and there's going to be some delay. Yeah, audio is good. Fantastic. Thank you. Okay, cool. Let me play this video. I have, let me see how many videos I have to share. From this one video, I have 3 segments that I have to show, and then there's going to be this one, this one, this one. Guys, this is going to be some really interesting stuff that might give you some insight. Oh, by the way, take a look. I have already liked this video, so you guys, and this is from the channel Kuche, so you guys might as well like the stream that you're watching right now. It really helps the channel grow. Yep, thank you, Soha, for confirming as well. All right, let me actually make sure that I'm sharing the right part of the video. Okay.
که خدا او را روی ویلچر نشانده.
Oof. Okay, this one, it starts real, oh my god, it starts real pretty bad. Okay. So what you have, like, it's gonna be, I'm gonna explain to you right now. Okay. What you have is a woman. This is her face. Okay. You have to pay attention. You have one woman in chador, and chador is in Iran is the type of hijab that more religious people wear. Okay. Like more fundamental, more conservative. That's a better way to say it. And then you have this other woman who is more liberal and more revealing outfit. I'm not gonna. I don't see what kind of hijab she's wearing, but obviously she's gonna be more liberal because this other Chadari woman is having an issue with her, right? And she's sitting on a wheelchair, right? Oh, Qasim is here. Hi, Qasim. She's sitting in a wheelchair, and let me translate what this conservative woman is going to say to this other woman. It's going to be okay. Hold on. She's saying, "Are you not ashamed that you are like without hijab or something like that? Like that you are not covered fully?" Oh look, yeah, because her hair is showing us. Like she's talking is because there's some background music and stuff. It's kind of hard. Qasim, I'm glad Qasim is here because Qasim speaks Persian. Maybe Qasim could hear better what he's saying. She's talking about something like maybe you should go pray or something. She said, "Be ashamed. Don't do stuff like this." Mind you, she's talking to a woman on wheelchair. Okay. Like go. Oh yeah, I think she said go. Awesome. What I'm hearing is that Boro برای خودت دعا کن. So I think she's saying go pray for yourself, like as if you're like you're going in the wrong path, like you need prayer, lady. Like I don't need. She's saying I don't need prayer. Hold on, what? Oof! Oh my God! Oof! The comeback. She said she's the woman in wheelchair. She said I don't need prayer. You whatever like all the prayers that you have done, wherever that has gotten you, that's good enough. Like she's like basically saying prayer is useless. Okay. Yeah, okay. So Qasim is confirming that I'm translating correctly. Sorry, it's just the background music. I don't know what's happening in the background. Oh, this is the worst part. The woman in chador, the conservative woman, told the woman in wheelchair, she said, these are the things that you have done that made God put you in a wheelchair. this is like, and the woman who's recording is saying like, yeah, sure, so you are you surely you are the good people, right? Like, after she says something so disgusting, the woman who's recording this interaction, she's saying like, of course you must be the good side, you must be the good people. Like, yeah. Oh, the conservative woman just realized that she's being recorded. I think she just realized, so she's covering her face. Look, she just covered her face with the chador. And the woman who's recording is saying, why are you scared? Like, if you're doing something good, then why are you ashamed? Like, why are you covering yourself? Oh my god, that was so disgusting. That was so bad. She's like, look, like she was trying to shame her for her immodesty, and then at the end she said like, look, and this is what you got, what you have done for God to punish you by putting you in a wheelchair. How disgusting of a behavior is that? Okay, so that's one thing I want to show you. I don't know what city was this in. It was a city in Iran, but I don't know exactly which city. So Qasim is giving me a better translation. You are good ones means, okay, are you good and we are bad? Just stop talking nonsense. Yeah, something like that. She's talking about something. No, I think it's a better translation saying like, I think my translation was good, Qasim. I said like, surely you are the good, like in a satirical, like, way. That's what she was saying. Music guy is like, she's like, oh no, I'm gonna be canceled. So there was that. Now let me find you. Oh, this is now another segment of the same video, about something else. This is going to be very eye-opening to a lot of you as well. Okay. This is part of a TV ad or something. This is a part of a TV ad, a pro hijab, I think, TV ad. I think that's what this is. Yeah, it's ironic. Yeah, it was ironic. She's being ironic. Okay, good. Okay, so this is gonna be good. Okay, so let's see how the Islamic Republic of Iran uses national TV to spread pro-hijab values. Okay, so this is gonna be.
چنین اثری دارد. این فیلم آینه تمام نمای تبلیغات حکومتی است که زنان خطاب به آن میگویند در روزهای آخرش اینقدر پرحرفی و زبان درازی نکند.
Okay, so this is part of the, like, I don't know, I think it's an ad or something. Yeah, it's an ad, but it's by the Islamic Republic of Iran. Okay, so somebody's buying a gift. She's saying like, congrats to you, and she's saying thank you. So this is like, you guys, okay, so for people who don't live in Iran, when you see something like this, because you might think like, oh, traditional Muslim, or probably somebody conservative, okay? But if you're living in Iran, when you see something like this, you're like, oh no, anti-conservative liberal woman, okay? Because if you were conservative, you wouldn't be showing your hair like this. Like, this is like, I know this is a kind of an exaggeration, but I see every single hair showing as a protest. And that's how, this is my bias. Like, don't take that like as a me. I don't want to represent what people are actually saying. The way it comes across to me, that every time, even the smallest amount of your hair showing, because technically, Islamically, everybody knows that what is the right way is for no hair to show. So the more you show, the more this is my personal interpretation, as a sign of protest. But the way most people read this is that if you're showing some hair, you're not really conservative, you're liberal, and if you could, you would have taken it all off, right? That's how Music Guys has the same interpretation. Yeah, anybody that is showing any amount of hair, my interpretation of them is that if they could take it off, they will take it off. Yeah, so, but this is obviously like when you see on an government produced ad or something, when you see something like this, she's not in the right. Like, she is obviously going to be wrong about something, right? Well, no, Suha is saying exactly in Islam she should not show their hair. No, this is not what I'm saying, Suha, because a lot of Muslims have views that no, maybe it's not Islamic that you have to cover your hair, right? Like, different Muslims have different interpretations and stuff like that, right? But what we do know is that even if people have different interpretations of whether or not they should show their hair or not show their hair, or whether it's even mandatory to cover your hair, I mean, I think Islam teaches that you should cover your hair based on the hadith. But many Muslims don't have that interpretation. But even if that is something that people are not clear about, what they are clear about in Iran is that the Islamic Republics of Iran's position is that you should be covering your hair, right? I mean, even if they don't enforce that all the way, but that is their position. That is their preference. They know, like, everybody knows that that is what they teach, right? So maybe, like, you could question the authenticity of hadith or the interpretations of the Quran, but you can't really question, the official position of the modern day government. Like, there's like that's a lot more clear. um, I know Qasim, who's also from Iran, is saying they waste so much money for this. Can they hire a good director? Oh, wow. Qasim is offended by by the quality of the ad. Okay, sure. Qasim, Qasim, priorities, Qasim. Okay, hold on.
سلام.
Oh, look at the. Ooh, you had to cut back.
گویند فیلم در روز
Look at this. Like, you're obviously as like. Why would you have to cut back to him? So she's leaving. She's thanking him. And look, what is this face? What is this look? Like, why would you have to cut back to him looking at her leaving? Like, this is like, bad hijab, hair not covered, evil woman, judgmental piece of crap. Look at this. Look how like, this is like, why else would you cut back to him looking at her other than kind of trying to suggest that he's being judgmental? Like, what the hell?
سلام روز بخیر.
Okay, so now on her way home, so she's buying a gift. The question is, who's the gift is for? Okay, we'll see soon. But on her way home, she meets two women who are properly covered, unlike her, like two conservative women.
سلام.
So they're saying hi to her. She's like, why are they saying hi to me? Like, I don't know these people, like random people just saying hi to me. And when you see religion, okay, and the reason why I think she's kind of hesitant is because when you see conservative women saying hi to you, your experience, again, I don't have experience being in an Iranian woman in Iran, but from what I've heard, when you see a conservative woman out of nowhere just saying hi to you, somebody that you don't know, you know what's coming. Like, why would they say hi to me other than me just being lectured right now about something, right? So this is a concept in Islam beyond just the Islamic Republic of Iran. It's just, this is something in Islam that is less debated, like it's more known, that it is part of the Quran. This is not even hadith, this is Quran. It's the concept of amr bil ma'ruf and nahy anil munkar. If you speak Arabic and you're making fun of me, I just said the Persian version of it. Don't come at me, okay? Qasim knows that I said it right. If Soha makes fun of my pronunciation, this is just a Persian accent, okay? I said it right according to Qasim. Soha, I know you speak Arabic. I don't know how you say it. But Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahy anil Munkar, which is something in the Quran, it is a commandment to Muslims to basically become moral police on their own. Like, you don't need anybody to put you in charge. Every Muslim's responsibility is to go and command good and try to fight evil and basically get involved in other people's business. Like, just tell them like they're doing something bad or good. Like, just be nosy people, okay? Being nosy and getting involved in other people's lives and telling them this is not Islamic, or do this, don't do that. Like, everybody becomes their own moral police, and that's, according to Quran, is the responsibility of every Muslim, okay? And actually it gets very aggressive. At some point it tells you that even if the tongue is not enough to command people to good, you could use your hand as well. Like, you could get pretty aggressive. And by the way, this is a verse in the Quran or was it the hadith? Oh, this was a commandment in the hadith also, that Biden, not knowing what this represents, quoted. Okay, so let's see what this command looks like in real life. Thinking like Biden, like when he was talking to the CARE organization in the United States, mentioned this, thinking like, oh, it's just like a piece of scripture talking about promoting good and fighting evil. Okay, he didn't know this is basically a commandment to make every Muslim. Luckily most Muslims don't follow this, right? I'm not condemning Muslims, but this commandment exists, making everybody a moral police. Okay, and this is what it actually looks like in real life. Wait, let me see what people are saying. Vintan is saying you are self-obsessed, and my way or highway guy as you down with Tariq Fatah. I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe improve your English. But if you're talking about if I have disagreement with people that makes me self-obsessed, then for me not to be self-obsessed, I have to agree with everybody on everything. I don't understand what your standards are. It's ridiculous. Qasim saying order. Oh, okay. So yeah, so Amr b'Ma'ruf and Nahy Munkar, the literal translation of this is order in favor of goods and forbid the bads. Yeah, sounds, yeah. So if you don't actually read the context, well, it does already have order in it. Yeah, okay. So let's see what Amr b'Ma'ruf and Nahy Munkar looks like here in real life.
سلام روز بخیر.
So they're saying hi, a good day.
سلام. لطفاً حجابتو رعایت.
She says salam, and this lady here, okay, just doesn't wait a single second. She doesn't wait a single second. Right after hi, good day, she says, please, how do I translate this properly? Please wear your hijab properly. Like basically she's telling her, cover up. She's basically telling her to cover up. Like, what is this hair? Why am I seeing hair? Cover up, lady. Your hair is showing. Look at this immodesty, okay? All right. By the way, may I remind you that in this ad, these are the good people, and that other woman is like on the wrong side. Okay, so these women are doing the good thing. So she said, okay, so let's continue. She's like, my dear, please. How could I translate that better? Hijab to rayat kun. Please follow the proper hijab methods. Yes. Something like that. Oh, this Vintan is so butthurt. Vintan is saying, you don't disagree, you bully and do more harm than good for secular people. Who did I bully? Did I bully, what are you talking about? Did I bully Tariq Fatah? By tweeting against, you're an idiot. Vintan, you're an idiot. I'm going to block you because you are distracting me from this video. Cool. So no more of that guy. Okay, yes. There we go. There's a good translation. Qasim is saying, obey the hijab rules. Basically saying, please obey the hijab rules. Yeah, music guy is saying they're acting like she's showing leg with shaking leg. Yeah, no. Like she's being immodest because of this. This look at this. Oh my god. Yeah, this is too much. Hold on. Yeah, this is fine. The resolution of the video is low by itself. I can't help that. Look at this. Oh my god. I'm getting turned on already.
سلام. لطفاً حجابتو رعایت کن عزیزم. ببخشید ولی شوهرم اینجوری دوست داره. She said, okay, so here's the defense. She said, okay, this is what the Islamic Republic of Iran's, promotional arm or whatever, media arm, assume what the defense of somebody would be. Okay, so even the defense would not be like they didn't put in the defense. Her defense is not like, it's none of your business what I wear and what I wear. Okay, it's my choice. Her defense is, I'm sorry, but this is how my husband prefers it. Right? So even so when the Islamic Republic of Iran, when they want to even when they want to show the like liberal hijab like side, there's still the defense is not that this is my preference and you have no business telling me what I want. The defense is like, you don't have any business telling me what I want because my husband likes it this way. This is what they think is the liberal position. Okay. Oh, Qasim is enjoying the hair. Oh my God. Qasim, not right now. This is inappropriate. Okay, so like she's like, I'm sorry, but my husband prefers it like this. So basically, shut up. And she said, like, obeying your husband is mandatory. Like she's saying, like, you're religious people. Don't you understand that a wife needs to be obeying her husband? So you are being hypocrites by telling me to not wear it like this, given that my husband prefers it like that, right? Yeah, so Qasim is also pointing out that like they're making it seem like she's answering in a rude manner, rude from their point of view, right? So again, you might think like these women are basically stepping out of line by telling a random woman in the street what to wear, but what this ad is showing is the other woman is being rude. Oh my God. Okay, this is the worst part. Okay, this is the richest part of this ad. She's like, the ad is making it seem like she is the victim here. Okay, she's saying like, even when we ask them nicely, they still respond. Like, what do we have to do even when we are so nice to them? Like, as if like we're doing so well, like as if they're in the right to not be so nice. Like they were like, we could have been more violent or more excessive, right? As we should have been, but even when we make an effort to be nice and tell you nicely, they still speak back. They still speak back at us. Look, I can you believe it? Like this ad is seriously taking the position that she was attacked. It's so hypocritical. Okay, like let's continue. She's saying, don't worry. The important thing is that you did your duty. Like she's like, don't be upset. She's gonna go to hell anyways, basically. And that's not part of the translation. I'm adding that, okay? The only thing she's saying is like the important thing is that you did what you were supposed to do. Okay? Don't get so upset over her response. Okay. Oh, actually, she did say what I'm saying. She's saying, let the rest be done by God. So she's saying, don't worry, she's gonna burn. But she's not saying the burn part, but she's saying like, God will take care of the rest. Let the rest, let God do the rest. Okay, you did your duty. Okay, Jesus Christ. Again, I have to say this for the 100th time. These are supposed to be the good guys in the ad. Good gals. Oh, look at her. She's so sad. She's so disappointed. Look at her. Look at her like, oh, I'm so disappointed. I was just trying to tell her the right way, but she spoke back. Look at her. She's shaking her head. Oh my God, these people are so full of themselves. Can you believe this? These people really think they're like on the right side. Like they're so the moral high ground. Like look at they really think that they're above the rest of society for like being good people. Unbelievable. Like oh my God, I'm holding back about saying. Okay, so now I think this is Tehran. I'm not sure. So now she's home. She has a gift. What is this gift for? Who is this for?
Maddie.
Oh, it's a husband. She's like, oh, you're home?
Salam.
Hi. Oh, he has a gift as well. So I'm assuming like this is an anniversary. Like they both have gifts for each other, okay?
Maddie.
Salam. کجا بودی؟
رفتم تو سالگرد ازدواجمون واسه هدیه گرفت.
Yes, she says like I forgot the dialogue. Now I remember. She's like, yes, I went to get a gift for you for our anniversary, which is so stupid. Obviously, like I hate it when people have dialogues in movies and ads and say things that are so obvious. Like, would he not know that this is like if it's your anniversary, who is this gift for? Anyways, I'm being too picky. Wait,
کجا بودی؟
what is this door supposed to represent? I know it represents something, but anyway.
رفتم تو سالگرد ازدواجمون واسه هدیه گرفتم.
مثل من.
و
So like I went to get you a gift for our anniversary, and he said just like me, so he has his own gift.
ممنون. چی بهتر
She says thank you.
از کادوی تو؟
What is better than your gift? Like basically she's asking she's saying there's nothing better than a gift from my husband. So they exchange gifts. She
چادر
opens
اون چیزی که همیشه دوست داشتم داشته باشی و تا امروز بهت نگفتم.
Oh my god, I said the last part was the worst part. This is the worst part. Now it's saying it's playing a dialogue but from the husband saying chador, which is the conservative. So basically he gave her a chador, which is the more religious conservative covering. He said the husband is saying chador is something that I always wanted you to wear and I never told you. So she said the ad is saying she's wrong when she said in the street that my husband prefers it this way. The husband doesn't prefer it that way, and that's why he got her a chador as a gift.
مبارکت باشه.
هیچ مرد
This is like this again. The moral message is like, no, your husband prefers you to cover up, so you're wrong. You're wrong when you told those innocent, kind, gentle women in the street. Then when they told you to cover up and you told them that my husband prefers it this way, you were wrong. Your husband doesn't prefer it that way. Your husband got you a chador as a gift because your husband wants you to cover up. Okay? Unbelievable. So the moral message is that don't use the excuse my husband prefers it like this as a way to be this immodest and show her, because
چادر اون چیزی که همیشه دوست داشتم داشته باشی.
by the way, the audio just changed. The quality of the audio, like this was recorded later. Like you can see the husband's audio was in one form and now it's obviously added.
تا امروز بهت نگفتم.
Like,
مبارکت باشه.
هیچ
like so the full the exact thing he said is saying chador, what I always wanted you to wear. Congratulations. So he's also so freaking arrogant, so that at the end he says like congratulations for having a chador now. Oh my god. So now the message, in case the moral message of the ad was not clear, they type it out at the end for you on the screens, and they also read it out. They read it out and they type it out and they make sure that you have not missed the moral lesson from this ad. Okay?
مردی با بدحجابی همسرش در جامعه موافق نیست.
Okay.
مبارکت باشه.
هیچ مردی با بدحجابی همسرش در جامعه موافق
I don't know what to. Okay. I want to punch the goddamn screen right now. Okay. So the translation of the moral message is, are you ready for this? Are you ready? He's saying, no man is satisfied with his wife's improper hijab. No man likes his wife's improper hijab. No husband likes that or satisfied with that. Or agrees with that. No man agrees with their wife's improper hijab. That's the translation. It doesn't say no Muslim man or no good man. It just say no man, like zero. Like this is the most absolutist general statement I've ever seen that anybody with half a brain cell could know is absolutely moronic. It doesn't make any sense. Like what? No man, like zero, like what are you talking about? Like this is a message, this is an ad for women. They're like, okay, so actually they actually do mean this, because I think what they actually believe, based on what I've seen from religious people, is that even men who say that they're okay with it, they are not okay with it. You know what I mean? Like, they wish that their wives was keeping everything for them and only them. Even if they say like, yeah, I don't mind, she has freedom, she could do what she wants, they're lying to themselves or they're lying to everybody. Every man prefers their wives to keep everything covered and only reveal it to him and only him. That's their philosophy. And as if like as if like, guys, even if this is not true, as like they're saying like the message is supposed to be to the liberal woman in society, but they don't understand the liberal women in society don't even, this is not even going to resonate with them, as in like, hey, cover yourself up, not for the Islamic Republic of Iran. This is the trick. Like, hey, women, I know half of you or more than half of you hate the Islamic Republic of Iran, but don't do it for us, do it for your husband. Okay? But what they don't understand is that women rights and progressive attitudes in Iran has grown to so much that the idea of do it for your husband is also not going to sell very well among many Iranians, right? Let me see what you guys are saying. AJ saying, what are they selling? Bad acting lessons. This was actually pretty good relative to some other things I've seen from them. Qasim saying, most important question, what had she brought for him? So many kings. Oh yeah, I think like we should continue. We should make a version of this, and it continues, and then we're like, and she's like so disappointed, and like, okay, thank you. And then he opens his gift, and it's a butt plug. It's a butt plug. Make it. Somebody take this ad, and she's like, well, you always preferred me in hijab. I always preferred you with a butt plug in your ass. How about that? That's how I preferred you. Like, if you, and how about we make a deal? I wear this only when you have a butt plug in your ass. Okay, that's the only time I'm gonna wear this hijab. I do what I do. I'll appeal to your kink if you appeal to mine. Okay, that should be the rest of this ad. Yeah. All right, let's continue with another part. I have so many of these. I didn't even know. Maybe today instead of doing Q&A, we're just gonna be doing all of these videos. Do you guys want me to continue with these videos? Like, I don't know how many more can I do. I have so many. I have so many of these. Hold on. I need to use the washroom. I'll be right back. Let me know in the live chat if you want me to get to the Q&A or continue doing more videos like this. I'll be right back. Okay, let's see what you guys decided. Okay, more of this, please. Yes, effing yeah. Okay, cool. Let's do more of this. Okay, let's see which part of this video was this the same video. Yes, I have another section of the same video, and then we're gonna go to the next one. It was around this area. Hold on.
درازی نمی کردم.
All right, I'm gonna put this on maybe doubles. No, hold on. Let me see what's
در
happening.
برابر تریبون حکومت هویداست. در پایان این فیلم کم نظیر، زنان در حرکتی شبیه به رژه از مقابل بانوی حکومتی عبور می کنند و هر کدام بخشی از افکار جامعه را درباره او و همفکرانش بر زبان می آورند. عجیب ترین و تکان دهنده ترین قسمت این ویدیو لحظاتی است که یکی از زنان برمیگردد و به زن مبلغ حجاب میگوید من جای شماها بودم این دم آخری اینقدر زبان درازی نمی‌کردم.
Okay, so this is good because this one actually has the English translations under it. Thank you to Chorashanbahai Safid from Masih Ali Najat who translated this for us. So this is good. Okay, so this is on a train. in Iran. And there's a whole bunch of young girls on this train, and there's this other more religious woman on the train, and she's like being very aggressive and attacking them for not properly wearing their hijab, right? So what is she saying? She's saying it is your duty to wear the hijab. And the younger girls in the train and the cabin are telling her, you cannot decide what my duty is. And she's saying, this is a public place, you have to obey the hijab law. Oh, she's saying this is a woman's wagon. Like, oh yeah, oh my god, the train actually has a men's section and a women's section. They're like, bitch, we're in the women's wagon. There's no men here. Why do we even have to wear the hijab? Actually, I didn't even know this was like, yeah. Oh, so somebody is recording her and she's saying like, okay, fine, go record it and publish it somewhere. It's okay. I don't care. I'm not butthurt. I'm not upset. I'm only yelling at you because I'm not upset at all. Look at me not being upset at all. Go. She's saying go and record it and send it to that little girl. That girl. She's talking about Masih Ali-Najjar. She's like, they know where they're gonna end up. They know that these videos that are being recorded of them, they know it's going to end up in Masih Ali-Najjar's, as they all know it. Send it to her. She will encourage you. Send it to Masih. Oh, yep. There you go. Say her name, right? Don't just say that girl. Say, like, she didn't say woman. She said girl. Okay. Yeah. Mention her name. This is good for her. Like, thank you for like recognizing who is destroying all your ideology in Iran, who are all these young girls. Let everybody know who they look up to. They don't look up to you. They don't look up to your government. They look up to Masih Ali-Najjar, and you recognize that because you say her name. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, go publish it for Masih Ali-Najjar. That's right. I know who you guys are. I know who you got. I know who you liberal types are loyal to. Oh, and now she's saying you are a traitor to your homeland. She's like saying, you people who don't wear the hijab and record me and send these videos to Masih Ali-Najjar, you are a traitor to your homeland. Oh yeah, because of this video that you're recording, you who record a video, you are a traitor to your country. You are a traitor to your homeland. Oh, she said, oh my God. She's saying if it wasn't because of people like you, our country wouldn't be in such a situation like now. Our country would have been in a better shape. Really, really. The country's economic collapse right now in Iran is because of women who don't wear their hijab and record like arrogant people like you and send it and embarrass you online. That's why the country is collapsing. Sure. Yeah, Mr. Guy is saying name drop. Exactly. Hey, Masih Ali-Najjar, you know you're doing something wrong when you're right. When people who are doing something wrong like this mention you every time they're being recorded, right? You know Masih Ali-Najjar is making a difference where people know exactly where they're gonna who is responsible for all these activism in Iran. Yeah. I just like saying my name, Walter. But yeah. Masih Ali-Najjar should come here like right after here. It should cut scene to Masih Ali-Najjar, and she should be like, "Say my name," and then she's like, "You're goddamn right." No, right before it, she should be. Oh no, when she says like, "You're gonna send that to that girl," it should cut to Masih Ali-Najjar, and Masih Ali-Najjar should be like, "Say my name." And then when she does, then cuts back to her, this conservative woman, and when she says Masih Ali-Najjar, and it cuts back to Masih, and she says like, "You're goddamn right." This should be a meme. This should be a meme. Somebody tell Masih Ali-Najjar to make this meme. Come on, make it happen. Make it happen. You're a traitor to your own land. She will give you a reward. Oh, like. Yeah, these people think like Masih Ali-Najjar like pays these girls to do stuff like this. That's what she thinks. They in Iran, a lot of people when they don't like somebody's activism, and this unfortunately happens from all sides, like from people from my side, like people who are anti-regime or for regime. Every time somebody disagrees with you, there's going to be accusations of you're being paid. you're like you're like a shell, or like you're like, for example, if I ever, there's so many examples, right? So she's accusing them of getting paid by Masih al-Najjar. Yeah, you're right. Actually, if we can't get Masih al-Najjar to do this, because she's unreachable now because of how popular she is, right? Maybe we could just put Walter White's audio on top of Masih al-Najjar's face, and just like get the Walter White reference, the audio. We don't need. Yeah, that's good. We could do that. You're right. Somebody saying send this to AR video editor. Yeah, we should do that. No, thank you for your support. That's very sweet. Thank you. Yes, she's like, go get it. Go get your reward. See where she stands. You will be there. Like, she's doing fine, actually. I don't understand this. Do you understand? Like say, see where she got, like, they're acting like she got into somewhere horrible. She's fine. Saying, I only let men see. Oh my God. Oh my God. There's so many jokes I can make right now that I have to hold back. Okay. So I'm not gonna. But she's saying, I let men see my body as much as I want them to see. Oh my God. I'm not gonna make the jokes. I'm not gonna make the jokes. I'm not gonna let men see what they want to see. I'm gonna let men see what I want them to see. Okay, so this is what she's like. She's calling them like immodest. She's like, men will lust after you, and they will get out of you. They will get their reward by seeing your hair. But guys, we're talking about hair here, okay? We're not talking about naked pictures or girls in shorts or booties or boobs or bobs and vagines. We're not talking about any of that, okay? We're talking about hair. And he's like, basically, you're giving men what they want. They're just going to see, and they're just going to lust after you, and they're just going to enjoy. You have no control over what men enjoy from you. She's saying, I have control over that. Men only get to see what I decide. I mean, I don't understand. Technically, these women are also saying, if even if somebody is completely nude, I don't know, on OnlyFans, they're also only letting what they want men to see. They just want men to see more. Aren't they also in control of what men get to see? Actually, she's completely. This is completely backwards. This is completely backwards. Okay, because in Iran, you don't actually get to decide how much others get to see. The government mandates that. Okay, in a country like United States, if you cover up in hijab, then you are not letting others see what you don't want them to see. And if you're completely nude, then you're also letting people see what you want them to see. It's not like it's forced. Like, it's not like if you're nude, you're being forced to be nude. You're deciding that, hey, here, enjoy more of me. Okay. So she's saying, like, she's acting like she's in control, and these women who are more liberal are not. But that's not true at all. You're actually not in control. It's not like, it's actually, this is mandated by law. You're like, yeah. I let men see my body as much as I want them to see, not what they want to see. Not free to see anything they want. Look how full of herself she is. She thinks like she's so much better than them. She thinks like, I am superior. Basically, what she's saying is like, I am morally superior to you because I have control. I have control over my body. I don't show as much to men as you are, basically. Oh, so the other girls are saying, the younger women, I should say women, are saying to her, you should spend your energy on corruption. She's saying like, why are you like, basically there's so much, basically they're highlighting the fact that there's so much corruption in Iran, and you're basically obsessed over our hair. So these are the younger women and the So they all basically start abandoning the cabin. They're moving to somewhere else so that they can't be abused by this this arrogant woman. Wait. Okay, so while they're moving out, so this is the interesting part. While they're leaving the cabin to go to somewhere where this lady is not there, they keep like saying it, like they're in a line and they're leaving, and each one of them like says something to her as they leave. Oh, so this part wasn't translated. She's like, this shows that you personally haven't been tarbiyat shakhsi, like you haven't been raised right, something like that. She said the conservative woman is telling to the more liberal woman, younger woman, she's saying that you don't have a good moral compass, something like that. You are not polite. Oh, this one. She's responding back to her. She's saying like, so they're translating the tarbiyat as polite. I don't think that's a good translation. Tarbiyat, I think, would be a better translation would be moral compass. She's basically, the conservative woman is telling these younger woman, the liberal woman, she's saying like, you don't have a good moral compass, and she's responding back and saying, we saw how your moral compass is meddling in other people's affairs. So they're saying polite. I don't think moral training. Yes, your personal tarbiyat shakhsi would be personal moral training. I would think moral compass would be a good way to refer to it. And she said, we saw your moral compass. It involves you meddling in other people's affairs. I mean, technically in Islam, this meddling in other people's affairs is mandated. You're supposed to do amr bil ma'ruf and nahy anil munkar. Is mandated in the Quran itself. Okay, so like I told you, every single one of these women is, as they live in the cabin, they're saying something to this conservative woman. So the next one is saying, "Aren't you?" So it says, "Be ashamed," but the actual translation is like, "Aren't you ashamed? Aren't you ashamed? Like, leave people alone. How much longer do you intend to plunder?" Okay. This is such an important part of the text, part of what the younger women are saying, because it doesn't make any sense why they would say this to her. Okay, let me interpret this for you. Okay, let me provide you some context. Okay, because one of these younger ladies is saying, how much longer do you intend to plunder? Why would she say that? Like, they don't know who this woman is. Plunder what? Okay? So the way you have to look at it is that in the mindset of the people there, the society is divided in mostly, this is a simplified version of it, but people see that as you're either pro-Islamic Republic or anti-Islamic Republic. Okay? So obviously a conservative woman that is telling all these younger women to cover up, they see her as part of the Islamic Republic just because of her because she's conservative and she's meddling in their lives and she's telling them that they're betraying the country. So from a perspective of a liberal younger generation, somebody who acts like this is an extension of the government, of the regime itself. Okay? So they're telling her, how much longer do you intend to plunder? Like, as you know, treating her like as part of the Islamic Republic. Qasim, is that a good interpretation? Like, correct me if I'm wrong about this interpretation. Oh, a music guy saying, never heard it in that context. Well, that's what I'm here for. Let's see if Qasim agrees with me in the way I said it. So you're saying we plunder, and like, yes, you. Oh, so the conservative. Oh, Qasim is agreeing with me. Okay, so Qasim, yeah, Qasim, let me know if I tell people how much in touch. Okay, I don't know what I can say. Yeah, so and the conservative woman is like we plunder, and the younger women are saying yes you. By the way, I'm trying to not to say girls, because last time I referred to young women as girls, people got really offended. Okay, younger women, I'm saying younger women, not girls. Oh, Mariam is also here. Oh, there we go. We have what I'm assuming to be a Persian woman. So now not only is my interpretation is not more is authentic, not just because I'm getting confirmation from Iran, but also from women in Iran. Mariam, are you Iranian? All right, so yeah, there we go. Got it. I knew it. I could tell. I could tell. Okay, so the conservative woman. I like how these words are becoming such a topic in are not becoming are such a big topic in Iran. She's like the conservative woman is telling them, "Do you even know what secular means?" So basically, I don't know. It was cut here because why all of a sudden secular became a word here? Like, why is that all? Why did secular became a part of the conversation? Right? Why did secular? So I don't see exactly what happened. Look at it. So there was something happened that all of a sudden the word secular became part of the conversation. Why did that become part of a conversation? It wouldn't be part of the conversation unless I think these younger women start talking about it. And that gives me so much hope, right? Because all of a sudden they're talking about secularism. So this is beyond just young people wanting to live their lives, right? This is like what I like about the younger generation in Iran is that they're not just like saying like, hey, live our lives, we want to party, we want to have fun. They have some theory. They back it up with some political theory. Like they bring up secularism, freedom of speech, and rights into the conversation. Like these people want to have fun, but they back it up with some intelligent conversation. And I also don't, makes me really like, it's really good that you can see that level of maturity in the discussions. But I also wonder who's it's not one of the young women who are recording this, because the angle of the recording is coming from somebody who is sitting next to the conservative woman. So she's not one of these liberal girls. She's she seems to be with the conservative woman. I don't know if this is true or not, but how has this been edited? Like, did one of the conservatives put this out as if they were in the right? And if so, has a lot of the good parts been cut out? Because, for example, where is the part that all of a sudden secularism became part of the conversation? And if that is the case, imagine how much better the actual conversation was if the good parts have been cut out. Like if the conservatives put this out thinking that they were in the right, look how bad they look, even if, I don't know who put this out, because the angle makes it seem like it wasn't one of the people who are on the liberal side. She's like, yes. Oh. Okay, so this other woman who doesn't even have her hijab on, she says people should learn to tolerate each other. So the conservative woman is saying, do you even know what secular means that you're saying this? So I'm actually giving you a better translation than what's on the video. And the younger woman is saying, yes, I do. Yes, I do know. She's saying, I am secular. So the younger woman is saying, I am secular. So the conservative woman is saying, well, if you do know, then come and lecture us. Like, come and give us an explanation about secularism. So this other woman is saying you shouldn't be this rude. So there's another liberal woman that is telling the conservative woman that you're being so rude. Oh my God. Okay, so this is the most interesting part. Okay, says dame akhariye. Okay, so these are subtle lines that gives you a broader understanding of the current mindset that is prevalent in Iran. Okay. Okay, so the translation is not very accurate. she's saying, the lady in red, this translation is not very accurate. The lady in red is saying that if I were you, I wouldn't be moving my tongue at this this close to the end of the game. Is that a good translation, Qassem? If I were you, I wouldn't be moving my tongue so much this close to the end. This close to the end, okay? So what does she mean? What does she mean? Like non-Iranians in the live chat, do you know what that means? If I were you, this close to I wouldn't be moving my tongue so much this close to the end. Do you understand what she's referring to? Okay. Close enough. Qassem is saying my translation is close enough. Somebody saying, Alu is saying, what is the public reaction to videos like this in Iran? Are people like supportive to women who don't want to wear hijab? So Alu, like, it's very polar, right? So the people are either very supportive of this or condemning of this, but each camp would suggest that their side is bigger, right? However, based on what I have seen, based on stats and everything, my interpretation is that the people in Iran who would be supportive of the liberal woman would be a lot higher than the people who would be supportive of the conservative woman. I might be biased because I'm secular, I'm liberal, but I try not to be biased. But based on everything I've seen, based on stats, based on opinion polls, anonymous opinion polls, to me it seems like it's much heavily in favor, like most Iranians would be in favor of these liberal types. Again, but that doesn't mean that the other side doesn't have millions of supporters. The other side also has millions of supporters, but it's heavily favored in one side. Okay, so people are saying the end of what? The end of what? Yes, the end of Iran's Islamic Republic. Okay, so the current mindset that I would think it's a bit too optimistic, but many anti-regime people in Iran look at how much the regime is hated, and they can't fathom that a regime with this level of unpopularity, based on their view, based on how they're seeing it, would be able to stand, right? And one unfortunate part of this is that many liberals think like we will take our revenge once the regime falls. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what kind of revenge they have in mind. Okay, many people are not clear about this, but there's they assume, the assumption is that there will be a reckoning. Okay, and all of the people who made the lives of these liberals miserable in Iran, they will be accountable, and there will be payback time, right? And they would have to be answerable to the people whose lives were ruined. That is the understanding. Okay, again, I'm not saying that is like I think that is I think a lot of these people who are on my side, on the anti-regime side, they're a little bit, I mean, obviously everything is possible, the regime could fall, but they're a little bit too certain about how likely this is, right? Because I don't think they understand that much weaker regimes than the Islamic Republic of Iran has been able to maintain power with very low levels of popularity. Okay, so again, I'm not saying it's not going to fall, but I'm just saying that they're a little bit too certain about it. Okay, so this woman seems to me that she's a little bit one of those people that is kind of certain, like they kind of take it as a given that the regime is going to fall any day now. It has turned into like a, apocalyptic mindset. You know what I mean? Like end of day, like we will have our time. You know, it's a little bit wishful thinking, in my opinion. Let me, Mariam Qasim, what do you think? Like, do you think like I am correct that I think that a lot of these people are exaggerating how likely it is for the regime to fall? Okay, so listen, Muhammad is also saying, meaning you are going down with the Islamic Republic. Yes. So she's saying, so basically, this woman in red, she's kind of suggesting, like, maybe you should shut up because we're taking notes. And we're taking notes, and maybe you wouldn't want to be one of those people who were abusing us before things shift, before the tables turn, right? Because like, you guys, basically, you minority religious people, you have the high ground now, you're on the top, but soon we will be on the top, and you don't want to be one of those people that we remember as the ones who abused us. Basically, that's what she's suggesting. So basically, that's what she's saying when she's saying that I wouldn't, if I were you, I wouldn't be moving my tongue so much this close to the end. Like, we're right about there. That's what she's suggesting. Okay, here Mariam is also translating this. It's good that we have a lot of Persians in live chat, so if my translation is not accurate, you can see other interpretations. Mariam is saying her translation is, if I were you, wouldn't be impolite to liberal people because your end is close. Okay, so that's Mariam's translation. I wouldn't have to, okay, and this is Qasim's translation. Qasim's translation, it says, I wouldn't have talked as much as you in last moments of my position in power. So yeah, again, it's very interesting that for people who are not Iranian to see that somebody who's conservative, who's telling people to cover up, they see it just as an extension of the regime. Like, they're talking to her as if she is the Islamic Republic, as if she is the regime. And she's not denying it. Like the other conservative woman, she sees herself as part of that whole system. Yes, the end of the Islamic Republic, yes. AJ is saying, sounds like the Islamic version, the non-Islamic version of you'll regret it when you meet God. Yeah, kind of like judgment. Yes, this is what something that I a little bit judgmental about people on my camp. This sounds kind of like Judgment Day is coming, and you will regret it. You know what I mean? There will be, I mean, I don't blame them though, like, because these people's life, they want to live their lives, right? One way religious people cope with atheists or not anti-religious people who offend them, and they can't do anything about it. One day they cope is like, they're gonna burn in hell. When they're burning in hell, I'm gonna look up from my position in heaven. I'm gonna look like, I told you so. They're gonna burn. Okay, it's okay. Today I'm angry, but at least I could ease my mind knowing that they will pay the price. Okay, so this is not as bad because they're not wishing like eternal torture on anybody. But it's kind of like coping a little bit but I can relate to that more because it's not like somebody's offending them. It's more like you are ruining our lives, right? And so one way to cope with that is to just hope for a day where they are the ones under and you are the ones on top, like something like that. I don't endorse that, by the way. I'm hoping for an Iran that everybody is happy at some point, including the religious people, right? That's what I hope for. I'm not hoping for an Iran where every single religious people now they're living miserable lives because it's your turn now. Like, no, that's not what I'm hoping for, right? Is this a troll or is this a real Muslim? I don't know if this is, I can't tell anymore. Somebody's saying, SubhanAllah, Islam is the fastest growing religion. People are realizing the truth about our universe, brothers. I invite you all to the religion of peace. Okay, well, we invite you to leaving Islam. So thank you for your invitation, and we will reject that. Say no and humbly invite you to leave Islam, because actually what is actually happening, and more people are leaving Islam more than ever before. So there's that. Mariam is saying now it's complicated. I guess the Islamic Republic has a couple of more years. So Mariam is in the camp of people who think like that the collapse of the Islamic Republic is inevitable. But I don't think. I think it could last more than our lifetimes. Like, I don't. Yeah. And Mariam is also giving out the shout out to atheist Iranians. Yes, shout out to the. No, I don't like shout out to the Persians because it's like race essentialist. I don't want to get. Yeah, I think like atheist Iranians is a better shout out. A reckoning describe it well. Yeah, it describes it well. Okay, let's see. He's a troll. Yeah, I can't tell. I can't tell. He's a troll. I mean, he was being a very anti-Semitic. Wait, that's not a troll. That means he's real. That's not a. No, that means it's real. That means if it's because that means that he's actually. Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna. All right, let's continue.
ملاحظه می‌شود که این صحنه
All right, so that was good. That was good. Let me show. Let's go to the next video. How many do I have? I have. Ooh, okay. Let's go to the next video. This is very interesting. Okay, this is very interesting. Again, showing you how this is again from Iran. I think this is from. We'll see what's. I don't know which city is this. This is from, but this again shows how much the mindsets have shifted in Iran. Okay. Let me put this on double speed because yeah, there we go.
ارتباط او با حکومت نشان می‌دهند که چگونه مرزهای تر و خشک، مذهب و ملیت و دین و میهن به یمن حکومت دینی این گونه در هم شده است.
All right, so this is I don't know, is it a taxi driver or just somebody with a car? But there is a mullah. I would say mullah, okay? There's a religious figure with the mullah with the whole turban and everything in the street, and he's trying to get a taxi. Okay? Guess what's happening? Nobody's giving him a ride because he's a mullah. Okay? So nobody. This is how far things have gotten in Iran. Okay? So because of his outfit showing that he's like a mullah, he's a religious figure, people are passing him by and refusing to give him a ride. Okay? So there's the guy. He's saying like from the bridge like he's walking from this he's noticed that he has been walking all the way from this location and he's continuing to walk to get to wherever he wants to go, and nobody has picked him up. Like all the taxis that pass him by, none of them have picked him up. Oh yeah, I'm gonna save this question. Oh, okay. No, music guy is saying, can you save my question for Thursday? Yes, okay. You're enjoying this too much. Okay, I will answer your question later then. Qasim is saying this is not fair, but still, yeah. I mean, I'm not. Oh yeah, thank you, Qasim, for highlighting this. I don't endorse this. Okay, I'm not saying this is a good thing. You know, I mean, it's a hot sun. Like you know, I'm not saying somebody should just like walk in the sun like this because he's like religious or something. Okay. I'm just highlighting this not as an endorsement of whether this is a good thing or a bad thing. This is not like a judgment on this type of behavior. I'm just highlighting this to show you the mindset, you know, the way things are in Iran. Okay. Like he's saying, look, no matter how long he walks, nobody is like giving him a ride. Wait. So the guy is speaking with some accent, so I'm gonna have a hard time understanding. I think he's saying because they have given so much bad service to people. I mean, again, I'm assuming that he's grouping a mullah with the entire regime, something like that, and people just associate religious people with. Even though, and again, this is not accurate. There are some religious people that are anti-regime, okay? But average people just think like, if you're religious, you're one of them. You know, this is the mindset. So I think he's being ironic. He's like, so I think the driver who's recording this is being ironic. He's saying, because they have given us such good service, and because they're so dear in people's hearts and minds, that's why he has to walk all this. Like, so he's being ironic. You know, like he's saying the opposite. Like nobody's giving him a ride. Like he has been walking 2 kilometers through 2 or 3 kilometers.
بعد میدونی هیچ کس سوارش نمیکنه توصیف بدم
Look, he's like, he keeps going. Like, this is a longer video. Like, look, no, still nobody is giving him a ride.
این جنگل
Okay, so now he goes and talks to the mullah. Like, he goes by him and he talks to them. He's like, where do you want to go?
این جنگل نه من
Like, he's getting the name. He's asking the name of where he wants to go. He's like, you want to go there? And the mullah is like, yeah.
نمیرم
And he's like, no, I'm not. And the driver is saying, I'm not going that way.
بیا خودو
Like, he's giving the name of the places that he wants to go, I think.
کسی من آخوزا من اصلا اونجا دنبالش میاد که کسی سوارش نکنه
He's like, nobody, I think, Rasim, tell me if you're hearing the same thing. I think the driver is saying nobody's going to give a ride. He's telling the mullah, the akhund, nobody's going to give a ride to a mullah. They both laugh. They both laugh at the situation. Qasim, is that a good translation?
کسی من آخوزا من اصلا اونجا دنبالش میاد که کسی سوارش نکنه تو رو باید راه بدن سعی نکنه صفت همینا ها
Oh, no. Okay, I was wrong. He's going to move to the mullah later. He's talking to someone else about the mullah. Okay, so the mullah is still ahead. He's going to drive up to him next. He's talking to another person about the situation of the mullah. And he says, no, he's telling this other person, like, they're laughing at him. They're laughing at the situation that he's not getting a ride. And they're laughing at the fact that nobody's going to give a ride to an akhund. So, okay, I thought he was talking to the mullah, but that's not the part of the video yet. And Puya is saying that's what he's saying. Okay, so yeah, but it's still what he said, but he's talking to someone else. Like, he's still walking. I don't know what. Oh, so this guy apparently has been this driver has been very curious about this. Like, he's telling him, like, I've been here. He's been here for a while, just recording this situation because this driver of this car that is recording this is finding this very interesting. So he's like investigating. Been here for a while, recording whether someone is going to give him a ride or not. So now I think he's going to drive right up next to him. Oh, there we go. That's the mullah. He's driving up. I think the mullah is oh no. Okay, so now he's asking the mullah, where do you want to go? Puya is here now as well. So we have 3 Persians in the live chat. I'm gonna make sure that I have the best interpretations for you, because if I'm wrong, we have 3 Persians in the live chat currently correcting everything, telling me if the interpretation is correct or not. Because this is good. This is what you get. Okay, so the mullah is telling the driver where he wants to go. Okay, okay, so now he's talking to the mullah. He said the driver is telling the mullah, you are a good man, but I don't think anybody's going to give you a ride. And the mullah is saying, okay, thanks. Like, yeah, so the driver is saying, I don't think anybody's going to give you a ride. You're a good man, but I don't think anybody's going to give you a ride. The mullah is like, well, do you want to give me a ride? Oh, I kind of feel, okay, is it wrong of me to, like, some Iranians might get butthurt over this, but I kind of feel bad for the mullah. He was like, so the driver is telling the mullah that nobody's going to give you a ride, and the mullah is responding to him, would you give me a ride? Oh, I feel bad. I honestly feel kind of bad. Oh my God. Oh, like, he's like, what? He's like, no, I'm sorry. He's like, so this is a saying in Iran, like, I'm no karitam. He's like, I'm your servant, but you know how it is. Oh no. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm your servant, but I'm your servant is just like a saying in Iran just to be overly polite, right? He's like, but you know how it is. You know how it goes. You know how it is. You know. Oh my God. Oh, he's using a saying in Iran, which is Tara Khoshk. How do I translate this saying? Okay, I think there's a saying in Persian where it says, like, when you burn, I don't know, when you're burning something, the wet and the dry burn together. Like even when you're burning something, even the things that are not meant to be burned get burned. Okay, so that's a saying in Iran, and he's telling the mullah that even if you're a good person, because you're a mullah, you gotta have to be sacrificed with the rest of them. You're gonna have to burn with the rest of them. That's what he said. But burn like, hey, YouTube, don't come at me. I'm not talking about literal burning. This is a saying. This is like a metaphor. Okay. Yeah, so Qasim is giving me a good translation. Qasim is saying, basically saying, I love you. Well, he didn't say I love you. He said like, Qasim, here's the best translation. With all due respect, but I can't. That's a good. I got it. I got the best. I'm changing Iranian sayings and to English ones, to the closest ones in English.
کار نداری حالا من اگه میتونستم میکنم
And he's like, if I could, I would, but I won't. Okay. Oh, Yuval. Yuval is giving us another another saying. When you chop wood, splinters fly. Maybe, yeah, something like that. Yeah. Bingo. Okay, good. All right, let's go to. Wait, I got this. Let me see. I have screenshots of the parts of the video I want to show. Oh, okay, this is a good one. Okay, cool. Oh, this is so funny. All right, let's do this one. Hold on. 5:59. All right, so they're revealing. This is going to be really fun. This is the IRGC. I don't know if people know here what the IRGC is. Is Sapaya Pastaran, which is basically one of the two main military forces in Iran, the more ideological one, the more religious one. So in Iran, we have basically two main military forces. One is the Artesh, which is an older one, which predates the Islamic Revolution of Iran, and the other one, which is the Sepah, or what in English is referred to as IRGC, okay, which is the more ideological Islamic one that Khomeini started. And over the years, they keep increasing the budget of the IRGC and reduce relative to the budget of the Artesh. Anyways, basically, this is the IRGC now. Now that you know, this is basically part of the armed forces, the more religiously motivated armed forces in Iran. Okay, so what they're doing here is that they have a exhibit. They're revealing something. Okay, that's going to be interesting. Puya knows what's coming. Puya saying this one was so ridiculous. Okay, so Puya, I've seen this already. Oh, this is a Shafi'ah, yes. Yeah, that's okay. I'm gonna highlight this, but I'm not gonna read it just anyway. This is a little bit too much detail, okay? So, but for people in case they want to know. All right, but let's see what's happening.
در مراسمی با حضور رئیس این سازمان از یک بازی کامپیوتری با نام نجات آزادی با موضوعهای الهی است. حیدر مصلحی وزیر سابق اطلاعات هم روز سه‌شنبه گفت انقلاب ما می‌خواهد دنیا را تحت پوشش خود قرار دهد و ولایت فقیه را خدا طراحی کرده است. روز سه‌شنبه روند سورئالیسم با رونمایی از یک بازی کامپیوتری ادامه پیدا کرد. سازمان بسیج در مراسمی با حضور رئیس این سازمان از یک
Okay, so what the IRGC, part of the IRGC is called the Basij. That's too much detail. I'm not going to give you too much detail, but they're revealing something. This is the head of the Basij, okay, which is a segment of IRGC. They're revealing something in a ceremony. So what is it?
بازی کامپیوتری با نام
It's a computer game, okay? So it's a computer game. So basically, the way I want you to think about it, so the Basij is the moral police branch of IRGC, right? So imagine if United States, for example, it has military forces and different governmental like institutions, spy agencies. Quds would be like kind of like the CIA if the CIA had armed soldiers in but Basij would be something that like United States doesn't have. The Basij is like the moral police part of the IRGC. Okay, so this is the head of the Basij, and they're revealing a computer game. A video game, okay? Let's see what this is.
نجات آزادی با موضوع نجات جورج فلوید شهروند سیاسی
God, the computer game is named Saving George Floyd in America. saving George Floyd in America. Okay. This is what the moral police, the moral police branch of the armed forces in Iran has just came out with a computer game where you're supposed to go and save George Floyd. Okay. Okay. All right.
سیاه‌پوست آمریکایی که توسط پلیس این کشور کشته شد رونمایی کرد. به این
So apparently you're supposed to go and save George Floyd, like the hero of the computer game. Like you're supposed to go, and this is like to demonstrate how evil America is, and how evil the police is, and the you know, you as the hero of the story, you have to go fight the evil American police and save George Floyd before they kill him.
موارد میتوان حرفهای محمد مخبر
All right, that was it. That was just it. That was it. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so next video. What do we have next? Let me see. What was the guy saying? I don't even know how to respond to this. Yeah. There we go. Let's go to this one. Oh yeah, Matt Delante. I hope he has a good search. Yeah, sure. Yeah, thank you. I didn't know. Can we give a shout out with well wishes? I mean, well wishes don't have an effect, but we do wish Matt Delahunty, who's going to heart surgery in the coming days. Yeah, I hope. Yeah, I didn't know that. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, I do wish him well. Thank you for telling us. I didn't know. Thank you. Yeah, I hope it goes well. Thank you for letting me know. Oh, you all are saying laughing so hard I can't breathe. Yes. Next video. Yes, next video. I'm speechless. I want to play this game. I want this game to come out, and I want us to play it live here on air together. That would be great. That would be an amazing stream. I hope it actually comes out. I hope yeah. They should have NFTs in the game so we could win something. Yeah. Anyways, let's continue. Next video. I already had this. What is this one? Okay. Two more. Oh, Yuval, I'm glad Yuval is here because this is going to be interesting to Yuval. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Yuval, for people who don't know, Yuval is Israeli. Okay, so another video from Iran. If I remember correctly, yes, this is a video from Iran, and it has something to do with Gaza. Okay, so this is going to be interesting. For if anybody is interested in Israel-Palestine situation and people's opinions about that in Iran, here's a video that might. Again, guys, be careful. None of these videos are supposed to be like scientific polls that are supposed to be representative of you figuring out what the general views are, okay? Because these are anecdotes, okay? They're not scientifically collected data, okay? The way that you have to treat information like this is to understand what narratives and ways of thinking exist and the way they are framed when they are being experienced, so that whenever or if ever you do get data, you could associate the way they are expressed or the interesting way the content about it is consumed. You could connect that with the data that you have, okay? Or even if you don't have that data, you would know the way people talk about it or the way people express it or the way people consume it, even though you might not have a clue what percentage of the population thinks like this, right? It's still valuable, but you shouldn't come up with a black and white interpretation of what majority of people think like, okay? It just colors the data a little bit, right? You have the data, you have the information, or you have the skepticism, or you have the lack of knowledge, you accept the lack of knowledge, but you at least see, you humanize the percentage of people. Maybe you don't have the percentage, but you know it exists, and then you also humanize it and color it with stories and anecdotes. Okay, so be careful how you treat anecdotal evidence. Okay, anecdotal information. It's not so, so don't, just be mindful of that, right? All right. Wow, Yuval, how do you know how to read? You know how to read Arabic font? That's interesting. Yeah, yes, good job, Yuval. Apparently, when Yuval was still in Israel, he was very much exposed to uh, Arab speaking people. Yeah, he does enough for him to be able to read some Arabic font. Okay, so this is a square. This is a street or a square, and the name of this square or street or whatever is Shohadai Gaza. Okay, and again, don't come at me with the pronunciation if you're speaking Arabic. Okay, this is a Persian reading of what it says. Okay, it's Persian accent or whatever. Okay, so it says Shohadai Gaza, which means the martyrs of Gaza. Okay, so this is in Iran. This is not in Israel. It's not in Gaza. This is Iran's way of celebrating the people who fight against Israel, right? By naming streets or squares after them. Okay, so let's see what happens with this. Oh, by the way, the fact that Yuval, who's an Israeli Jewish person, knows how to speak Arabic is because a lot of people don't know that it's not as polar as people, the radicals on both sides wanted to make it seem. Like when I was in Israel, when I was in Tel Aviv, especially in Tel Aviv, I noticed how much Arabs and Jews get along with each other and live with each other, and if there is no political or religious reason, they have no they are involved in each other's lives in such a beautiful way, as if like you really have to force religion or politics upon people to be able to get them so divided, because other than that you can't actually tell who's a Jew and who's an Arab in the streets of Tel Aviv. You know what I mean? And Yuval, for example, as an Israeli Jewish person, has been involved in Arab people's lives enough for him to be able to speak or read Arabic font, which is like tells you something, right? Yeah, and also, yeah, exactly. Yuval is also pointing out that in Israel, every single street, the names of every single street is not just in Hebrew, but it's also in Arabic. It's written in Arabic, right? Unfortunately, the current right-wing people are moving away from that. Like they're trying to do some things that, things are, a lot of things are about Israel I like. Unfortunately, right-wing people in Israel are slowly attacking it and making it worse. But we have to celebrate the things that we notice, right? Anyways, let's go back to the video. Anyways, let's continue. Puya is saying Armin loves Mossad. He's been begging them to join for as long as I remember. Well, I think Mossad would be better if I was part of them. Okay, as good or bad as Mossad is, it would improve with me joining it. So it's more me knowing how much of how valuable of an asset I would be to Mossad if I was part of it. It's more me recognizing my worth. I mean, I do recognize Mossad's as well. Okay, I do. I appreciate them taking out Fakhrizadeh very much. But more than that, it's more me appreciating my own self-worth than Mossad. Anyways, oh yeah, you were saying we can't afford it. Yeah. Well, I mean, I can negotiate. We're Middle Eastern, okay? We have to we can talk. You will talk to your people, get them to contact me. This is a serious offer, by the way. I know sometimes I'm joking about it, but I am actually serious. If Mossad wants to talk, if they want to hire me, like if you're watching, I'm available. I'm available. You know how to reach me. I know you know how to reach me. All right, let's continue. This is a street called Shuhadai Gaza, which street or square, I don't know, which means the martyrs of Gaza. Let's see.
از میادین و معابر
Oh, square.
شهر را به آبان 98 تغییر دادند.
Wait, what?
میادین معترضان اصفهانی هم در روزهای
This is in the city called Esfahan. Used to be the capital.
گذشته نام بعضی از میادین و معابر شهر را به آبان 98 تغییر دادند.
اینجا اصفهان
So you can see that the person who's recording this and publishing this, they were trying to be more careful by changing their voice. So the person who's recording this is saying, this is Esfahan, like here is Esfahan, which is the name of a major city in Iran.
27 آبان 1400
So basically just a few, this is quite recent. He's giving the date.
به نام ایران سرزمین شیران و دلیران
He's saying in the name of Iran. So people who are like more nationalist and less religious, a lot of people see nationalism as a counterpoint to against Islamism in Iran. Not all, but a lot of people see it as that. So when you see somebody saying in the name of Iran, it's basically a way of not in response to, like, in opposition, kinda in opposition of saying in the name of Allah. Like instead of saying Bismillah, which means in the name of Allah, they say Bename Iran, which means in the name of Iran. Qasim saying basically a month ago.
نام ننگ را از خیابان‌هایمان می‌زداییم.
Oof. It's like in the name of Iran, we remove this cursed name from our streets.
این شیران و دلیران نام ننگ
Oh wait, Bename.
به نام ایران سرزمین شیران و دلیران
In the name of Iran, the land of lions and something else. Qasim, what is this? What is he saying? The land of lions or something else? What is the other thing?
نام ننگ را از
I will take this. We will take this cursed name
خیابان‌هایمان
from our streets.
می‌زداییم.
So he's erasing the part that says Gaza. I actually don't endorse this. Again, I'm showing you this just to show you what some mindsets are in Qasim. What does that mean? What is that in English? What is some of the mindset of people in Iran? Okay, I'm not comfortable with saying Gaza. He's basically erasing Gaza. Okay, I'm very much against Islamic Republics of Iran's support of terrorist groups in Gaza. I'm very much against that. Okay, but to call the entirety of Gaza as a cursed name, like, I mean, come on, like people in Gaza are suffering. There's a whole bunch of innocent, like cursed, like I sympathize with Gaza. Like I'm against Hamas and Hezbollah, but I'm not like, I wouldn't call Gaza cursed. Like this is like so anti-Gaza. Like everybody in Gaza, like this is, I don't know. Anyways, I still get it. Okay, like if you're like, I'm being picky, maybe I'm being too picky, because these people, the reason why these people are so angry, right? Like somebody who like this who's recording this video, is because they see their government, the Islamic Republic of Iran, sending so much resources and attention and everything. You know, Iran's economy is suffering, and what the government makes is the government's priority is to go against wages, wars, and battles, so that eventually it could eliminate Israel, with the excuse of we're saving Gaza, right? So a lot of people in Iran have learned to hate everything associated with Palestine, right? Or Lebanon. Like one of the most famous slogans during protests in Iran, when people come out in the streets against the government, is "Na Gaza, na Lebanon, janam fadai Iran," which means no Gaza, no Lebanon, my life for Iran, which means basically the government, like why is our government spending so much resources and time and energy on Gaza and Lebanon, where we should be for Iran? Like, we have problems here at home, right? Let me see what you guys are saying. Qasim is giving us a so he's saying, like, when he said, in the name of Iran, the land of lions and the brave ones. Okay, good translation. Del Iran means brave. This is a poetic way. Brave is like shuja, unless you're being poetic, you know, like Del Iran. Okay, sure. Yeah, thank you for the translation, Qasim. No, you know, like you're saying, like, yes, curse it until people who elected Hamas revolt or against them. You know, it's as much as I am very much against every single person who voted for Hamas in Gaza. I don't know if any of us would have been different if we were born in those conditions. You know what I mean? Like, if you're raised in that conditions, like, if you add religion and poverty, like a religion like Islam especially, and poverty and lack of security, if I was raised in that kind of environment, I might have been a radical myself here. Like, not that it's justified. Just because I'm like explaining something doesn't mean justifying it, okay? But I'm just saying, like, yeah. So Qasim is saying Gaza is cursed as subject of cruelty for Iranian Gaza people. That's not how he's saying it. When he's saying it's a cursed name of Gaza, he's not like, this is like sympathizing with, saying, oh, I sympathize with people from Gaza would be more of the government's line, right? I think when somebody is like cursed the cursed name of Gaza, it's kind of like an FU to Gaza, because that's how I see it. Yeah, there's a good question. Why wouldn't Iran's government spend money building infrastructure instead of giving them weapons? It's a very, very good question. I mean, they do also send them maybe money for infrastructure, to be honest, but but they send more money for weapons. And their hatred against Israel is greater than the love for their own people. That tells you what kind of people they are. True. So he's erasing the name Gaza from the billboard. Yeah, Yuval has a good point. It's like probably like, yeah, like that's how I want to interpret it, right? It's like probably effing the government more than Gaza itself, but they associate. So Yuval, that's exactly what's happening here. Okay, this erasing the name of Gaza is more of an FU to the Islamic Republic of Iran, but in people's mind, now they associate supporting Gaza with the Islamic Republic of Iran, because we were born with the constant reminder of down with Israel, support the Palestinian people, right? So when you grow up with that, and the Islamic Republic of Iran is such an evil regime, and that ruins people's lives, then you learn to associate pro-Palestinian, any pro-Palestinian position with the Islamic Republic of Iran. So being, for some people, again, hashtag not all, right? So he's erasing Gaza. And now he's going to replace it with something. So it said the martyrs of Gaza, and he didn't erase the martyr part. So now it says the martyr of. So now he's putting a different thing instead of Gaza, which says Aban 98. So Aban is a month. Okay, so it's basically a date. It's a date that happened around 2 years and 1 month ago in Iran, where the Islamic Republic of Iran basically attacked the protesters in the street, and killed, directing right at them, right at their chest and faces, not at their legs, right? And according to Reuters, at least killed at least 1,500 people. Okay, according to some other estimates, based on the number of dead bodies showing up in prison, in hospitals, around that time, based on the jump in the number of dead people that showed up, relative to before and after. Based on that analysis, around 6,000 people were killed during these shootings. Okay, so I don't know if you guys remember the uprisings that happened 2 years ago in Iran, and the government shut down the internet, and then they shut down the internet and started shooting people. They refer to that as Aban 98, which refers to the time that this happened, or the bloody Aban. Okay, again, Aban is the name of a month of a calendar based on the Persian calendar. Or bloody Aban means that, you know, is you know, or Aban 98. Okay, and the people who died during that protest have now become a symbol of resistance against the Islamic Republic of Iran, right? No, guys, when the 98 is refers to the year. Iran has its own calendar. They don't go by the Gregorian calendar. So right now it's the year in Iran right now is 1400, right? So it's not, you know, 2021, it's 1400 in Iran. So 98 would be 2 years ago. The Aban is the name of the month, 98 is the year. Let me actually see. Oh yeah, Yuval, that's a good suggestion. If I see a video like more recent videos like that, I will show it as well. Yeah, Aban has every year in the month of Aban, people come out and in the streets in memory of the bloody Aban that happened 2 years ago. So what does he say? And he says, I will remove this cursed name of Gaza, and in the memory of, in the name of the loved ones, and Lale is the name of a flower. So I think it's a flower. Lale, I think it's a flower that represents martyrs. So he's saying it's like in the name of the lovers and the Lales, Lale, like if the flower that represents martyrdom. Am I correct in the translation, Qasim? The martyrs in the memory of the martyrs of. In the name of the lovers and the flowers that have become, I don't know, the martyrs. He's being very poetic, so it's hard to translate. In the memory of the martyrs. Oh, look at the drawing. So you have Aban 98, and you have the police shooting people. Like he's saying their memory. He's wishing that their memory would last forever. Ooh, he's like, we are the sons of Kaveh, the Zahak killer. Oh my god. Okay, so Kaveh, so he's now using Iranian Persian symbolism from Ferdowsi, which was, it's very anti. It's kind of like I detect a sense of anti-Arabism in this symbolism here. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? Because, so for people who don't know, Ferdowsi is a very famous Persian poet. Like, Zahak is from Shahnameh, right? Qasim? He knows more of this stuff than I do. And Kaveh was Zahak was the evil villain in Shahnameh, which is part of Iranian epics, mythical epics, right? Some of the very traditional stories by Ferdowsi, who wrote a book which was Shahnameh, which was entirely in Persian, not using any Arabic words. So Ferdowsi was a poet that basically revived Persian as a language at the time where everything was becoming Arabized. And the common understanding is that Ferdowsi saved the Persian language, saved Iran from completely becoming Arabized, like some, like, I don't know, Syria or Iraq or other places, right? And in these stories, Kaveh is the name of one of the heroes in these stories. Qasim, please correct me if I'm wrong about anything I'm saying, right? And Zahak is an evil villain. And Qasim, correct me if I'm wrong, but Zahak indirectly represents Arabs, doesn't it? In Shahnameh? Qasim, I'm waiting for Puya, Qasim, or Reza, who's here as well, or Mariam, or anybody to correct me if I'm wrong, right about this, right? Zahak, here, there we go. Getting some confirmation. Zahak was a villain who had 2 snakes on his shoulders, and Kaveh beaten him, and is a kind of a symbol of standing against the cruelty. Yes, but against cruelty, but Kaveh is also seen as representing the Persians, the hero of the story, and Zahak is supposed to represent Arabs. Correct? Qasim is saying, I think Zahak was Arab, but more of that, he is symbol of cruelty. Yeah, but my understanding is, and this was taught to us in school by our teachers, that because you can't be Ferdowsi couldn't be directly anti-Arab because, I don't know, Islam was ruling back then, right? But if you read Shahnameh, what you come up with the understanding of is Ferdowsi's view that Iran was ruined because of the Arab invasion, right? So the evil villains in Ferdowsi's Shahnameh represent people coming out and destroying Iran and making it, ruining all this glorious culture, right? That's what Shahnameh is supposed to represent, right? So, and Zahak is supposed to be the greatest symbol of that, right? So that's why I'm saying I'm detecting a little bit, Again, I'm not endorsing any of this, by the way, just to be clear. I'm just saying how things are viewed.
ما فرزندان کاوه ضحاک کش ایرانیم.
He's saying we are the sons of the Kaveh, the Zahak killer Kaveh. Qasim is saying its anti-Arab roots are negligible. Okay, so it's good that you're saying some other interpretations as well, okay? Because you might get different interpretations. Qasim is saying that it's not that strong of an anti-Arab point of view from Ferdowsi. I mean, I don't agree with Qasim, but it's good that you're saying Qasim here, because is it just a mere coincidence that Zahak was the Arab, but also Ferdowsi constantly has themes of how glorious Iran was in Shahnameh until the Arabs invaded it. Like that is a very heavy theme in Shahnameh, right? Basically saying we're the sons of. That's a better translation. Qasim is saying we are the sons of Kaveh, the Zahak slayer.
آینده ایران جاوید آزادی.
Like the future of Iran be eternal and free. Yeah, I think that was a good translation. Qasim saying let's agree to disagree. Let's agree to disagree. Yeah, actually, that's good because my views could be wrong. So you see other Iranians in the live chat giving you a different. And also, yeah, I don't want to accuse this guy of being racist or anything. Okay, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like I'm just getting a slight, maybe a hint of smell of like racism. Maybe not. Maybe I am seeing something that is not there. Maybe not. Okay, Qasim is saying no. I'm saying yes. Okay, so. Maybe I'm completely wrong about this, okay? It's like two people having wine and somebody's like, is there some... Yeah, actually, I don't know what's in wine, so I don't know. Is GH in Farsi pronounced Ghe? Yes. No, in Farsi, Ghaf and Ghain sound exactly the same. So Arabic people, they have like so many different versions of re, ra, re, and ra. Persian is a lot more simple. Okay, like I don't even know how Arab people do it. Like they have 4 different Z sounds. Okay, in Persian, all those letters, all those Arabic fonts, they all sound the same. They all sound like a normal goddamn Z. Okay, they all sound like Z. Okay, but in Arabic, they have 4 different sounds for just a simple Z. Okay, so in Farsi, this re thing and this ra and re, they don't have 2 versions. It's just re. It's just re. Okay, we're not that picky about our letters, but how they sound. I don't know how you guys even. This is why Arabic is so difficult for Persians to learn. Every time we're reading the Fatiha, every time we have to, like, we're reading the Quran and we're trying to get like a 10 out of 10, like 100% on our exam, okay? It gets to Vala Zalin and we have to be like, we say Vala Zalin because for us, they're all Z, okay? But you guys have like so many different Zs and we get 1 mark off because we have Vala like, how do you say it? It's impossible. A tongue cannot do all of these different movements at the same time. Okay, so yeah, we read we're reciting the Quran. We're trying to get a good grade, and we get to the part where it says in, and we just read it like a normal Z sound, and always the Quran teacher that nope, it's not Z, it's okay, 1 mark off. All right, let's go into this one. Yeah, Qasim was having the same problems as me. See, this is a common problem among Persians trying to read Arabic. What is this? Oh, same in Egyptian. Hey, you're right. Maybe all of this tongue twisting in all these different Z, maybe I don't know, maybe when you're eating out your girl, maybe that will give you some talents that the rest of us don't have. Good point, music guy. Or guy. I'm not discriminating. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Maybe if your tongue can do all those things, maybe you won't get tired. Yeah, let me read this one. Same in Egyptian Arabic, but the Arabic language it's static because they want to preserve it as holy because of the Quran. Well, they can't keep it static. That's why Arabic in Lebanon and Syria and Egypt and everywhere else keeps being different, right? That's why you have so many different dialects. So I think, come on, it's easy. Well, it's easy if you're born with it. Anyway, next video. Yes, thank you. Like, people are telling me to move on. All right, so this is the last one, I think. Is it the last one? Yes, it's the last one. And then we can go. Wow, we spent so much time on this. All right, let's see what's happening here. This is like, I think, another version of a hijabi woman being meddling in things that she's not supposed to be meddling. So let's just do one more of that and then go.
با توجه به یک ویدیوی دیگر می تواند قدری به فهم این جریان تازه و بسیار با اهمیت دختری جوان که حجاب از سر برداشت. پر از نکته و بسیار با اهمیت دختری جوان که حجاب از سر برداشته با زنی میانسال.
Like, it's so. Wait, by the way, one thing about this type of behavior, okay? For a lot of very religious women in Iran, it's not enough that they have this entire black chador on, okay, that makes them fully covered. When they're talking, they keep using their hand to cover their face for extra coverage, okay? I don't understand. Then why don't you have Iranians don't have, what is it called? What is that face covering called? God damn it! Why am I forgetting? What is that face covering called that Muslim women have? They don't have it that much in Iran. It's like very rare. Like they have it in some places, but most of the time they don't. Like I didn't see any of that until I went to Dubai and like as a kid, I saw it first time when I left Iran, the face covering, in an Arabic country, and I was like, why are these women's face covered? Okay, so in Iran, you're not used to it. If you're really religious, you just put this up and you cover your face like that. Okay, niqab. Yeah, sorry, the niqab. Yes, thank you. Qasim, have you ever seen a niqab in Iran? I have never seen it in Iran, anywhere in Iran. I know that I've seen it on video in some places in Iran, but never in my personal experience. I never come across somebody with niqab. But now that I think about it, it doesn't make any sense. Why do you keep covering your face with one hand? Why not have a niqab? If you have to cover your face, just like, is it because you look Arab if you wear a niqab? Is it like too frowned upon because you look like Arabic? But they have to. Your one of your hands becomes completely useless if you keep having to cover your face with using your hand. So Qasim has also seen it by saying yes, but very rare. Like, is it trying to are you trying to not look like you're a foreigner by like wearing a niqab? Is that the reason? Because it makes logical sense to wear the niqab so that your hands are free. Yeah.
که چادر بر سر و قرآن در دست دارد و معتقد است دختر جوان به دلیل بی‌حجابی گناهکار است.
All right, so this is going to be actually pretty cool. This is going to be funny as well. Qasim is saying the niqab is more common in south parts of Iran where Arabs are living. Exactly. Like, city boys and girls usually don't go to other places in Iran. Okay, they don't go to these other cities. Like, they're like, I mean, at least that's how it was perceived. These are a lot of young upper class Iranians consider these other places to be backwards, to be beneath them to visit such places. Okay, so you don't see it. You don't see that there are people in Iran that actually do wear. It's very rare, but there are existing places in Iran that they wear the niqab. And even if they do wear the niqab, it's closer to the Arab parts, right? The niqab is seen more as something that maybe Arabs do, but not Iran. Like, again, see, like, I almost said Iranians because of the conception that if you're an Arab Iranian, are you really Iranian? You know what I mean? Like, now that has become better recently, that has become a little bit better recently. Like, those views are less for two reasons. First, because of the cultural influence that Enlightenment views is having on Iran. Like, more people are seeing anti-Arab views as racism, so that's a good thing that is growing in Iran. Not very good yet, but it's still growing. Another thing is that more recently, many of the anti-Islamic Republic protests comes from Arab majority provinces, right? And the other Iranians who are secular and anti-Islamic Republic, they want to support any kind of movement that is against the government. So these people who used anti-government movements used to be associated with nationalism, and nationalist people were also people who were kind of anti-Arab a little bit, some of them, right? Well, not a little bit, a lot. But now their common hatred for the government is making more anti-government people accept Arabs and be like, oh, these are our fellow Iranian citizens and stuff like that. Okay, so that's progress, I guess, right? But I still think, I'm guessing, I could be completely wrong, one reason why women in Iran don't wear the niqab is because of its association with Arab culture. And this is a guess, it could be completely wrong. Yeah, no one. Yeah, it's not like that no one wears a niqab. It's just like you don't see it, especially in main cities, Yeah, kind of like an enemy of my enemy situation. And again, it's very interesting because there are some pro-regime people who make fun of anti-regime people for supporting the Arabic provinces uprising, or even Sistan Baluchistan's uprising against the government. And they come by lines of saying, I thought you guys were secular. What happened? Like, look, and they looked at some of the demographics in these Arab places or Sunni places, and they're like, these are actually more religious than these people. Like, the average people here are even more religious than us, and you're supporting them. What happened to your liberals and secular ways? What they don't understand is that liberalism and secularism doesn't mean that we force our ways upon people who are religious, right? Like if people want to be religious personally, we support their rights to, right? Like it's not like, in like secular people, the future that they want for Iran, at least the ones that we support here, are the ones who are not going to outlaw Islam or something like that. They're just going to make it easy for everybody to just live the way they want, as long as they're not violating other people's rights. Anyways, we're getting off topic. Wait, so there's a question here. How Arab is Iranian Arab? Is it just having Arab as their mother language, or is it also culture and identity, or as Arab as their mother tongue? No, it's also cultural and identity. Yeah, it's also culture and identity. It's kind of complicated actually. Anyways, let's watch this video.
دختر استدلال مذهبی زن را نمیپذیرد و آنقدر با او بحث می‌کند تا سرانجام زن او را به پول گرفتن برای این رفتار و این حرف‌ها متهم می‌کند.
Ooh, they're saying the same thing in the first video. This a similar theme to what we saw before. Let's watch this. So this is on a bus, okay? So this is very similar to the previous video that we watched. And there's this liberal woman, and she's it's becoming a habit now for more liberal women, so to take out their phone and start recording as soon as one of these more religious women starts lecturing them about how immodest they are and how bad is their hijab, right? So their phones have become their weapons, right? They're like, a lot of them know when you see somebody, a religious woman, coming and meddling in how covered you are, you record it. That's what they do now. So this woman is saying, wait, what was the initial thing?
می‌کند تا سرانجام زن او را به پول گرفتن برای این رفتار و این حرف‌ها متهم می‌کند.
Okay, so the translation doesn't have the initial part. She was saying, my dear, like, cover up, wear your hijab properly, and the liberal woman who's probably recording is responding, how I dress is none of your business.
برای این رفتار و این حرف‌ها
I think it's not translating the conservative
متهم
woman.
می‌کند.
Okay, I'm going to go on single speed because I want to make sure I understand what the conservative woman is saying because it's not being translated. She's saying, okay, so this is not being translated, but I heard her. The conservative woman is like saying this way, like basically you not having a proper hijab, it's a sin. So she's saying it's a sin. And okay, so this is, it's saying pro-regime, amazing. It's saying pro-regime woman. I like how the video is also just accepting that if you're a conservative religious person, you're pro-regime. Like it goes back to what I was referring to earlier. This theme is being constantly repeated, okay? And it's very interesting because this translation is happening by White Wednesdays by Masih Ali-Najjar's organization, right? So they are just going with that narrative as well, right? Like pro-regime woman. Like you don't even have to say anything in favor of the regime for you to be labeled as a regime, pro-regime. As long as you are conservative or you're telling people to cover up, you are pro-regime, a pro-regime woman. You see, like right here at the bottom of the video, it says pro-regime woman, right? Oh yeah, actually, they did translate it. The way you dress is sinful. Okay. And the more liberal woman is responding, I'll face the consequences of my sin, none of your business. Actually, the translation is not accurate. The translation is okay. The translation is not accurate. The actual translation is like, if it's a sin, I like to sin. It's none of your business. Who translated this? My translation is more correct. What the hell? She didn't say if I'll face the consequences of my sin. Hey, White Wednesdays, are you trying to translate this in a way that is more acceptable by religious people outside of Iran? That is not nice. She didn't say I'll face the consequences of my sin. She said I like to sin. did they translate it differently because some people might not like the fact that this woman said, I like to sin? Yeah, see, Qasim is agreeing with my translation. Are they trying to whitewash the liberal woman? Are they trying to whitewash anti-Islamism and atheism? Like, yeah, hey, White Wednesdays, if you're watching this, this is not Masih Ali Najad. Tell your people that this is not an accurate translation. Don't dismiss us anti-Islam people. This woman is saying, I like to sin. She's not saying, I'll face the consequences of my sin. They're whitewashing it. They're making it seem less, depraved or something. Which is, no, we like it. We like to say it. Yeah, I'm pro sin. We like to sin. Exactly. Look here. This person is also saying, Hakim is saying, I also like to sin. Yes, Qasim is saying, I love sin. I love sin as well. But put a better Masih Ali Najad, don't put, what is this? Don't change what she's saying to make it more acceptable. Tell it like it is, exactly. The hell? Now I'm not going to read the. Now I have to actually pay more attention to see if the translation is accurate. Okay, the now the religious woman is saying Imam Zaman, which means the Mahdi in Shia Islam. Okay, she didn't even get to finish. She was going to start talking something about the Mahdi in Shia Islam, and the liberal woman just cuts her off and saying, okay, the translation is accurate. She's saying, who the hell is like, obviously she knows who Imam Zaman is, but she's like saying, basically she's saying, who gives a crap about Imam Zaman? Who gives a crap about Mahdi? She's completely anti-Islam. Like, this is not like, these are a lot of these liberal women that you see in these videos, like a lot of religious people, a lot of people who want to make it seem like it's less anti-Islamic. They might want to portray it as they are anti-Islamic Republic of Iran, but not maybe anti-religious. But they be anti-religious. They are like, most of them seem to be like, a lot of them seem to have such hatred for like conservatism, and some of them for Islam, and some of them seem to hate religion as a whole. Like, we shouldn't whitewash that when they seem like that. Okay, so she's saying, the religious woman is saying, Astaghfirullah, and they're translating that as repent. I don't think that is the good translation. Astaghfirullah is like, I take refuge in, oh yeah, Astaghfirullah. Here's a good translation. Qasim, you have to be impressed with my translation. I take refuge in Allah's protection. Take refuge in Allah's protection. I think that's what it means. It doesn't mean repent. Okay, so Boro Baba, they translate it as get a life. I think Boro Baba's better translation would be get out of here. Get out of here. I think that's a better translation. Qasim is saying yes. That was a good translation, yes. Okay, so Qasim is saying the religious woman was going to say Imam Zaman doesn't like the way you dress. And the liberal woman was like, who I don't give a, basically I don't give a crap about Imam Zaman. Or yeah, get away, yeah. So Troll is saying, could the mistranslation be because I like to sin will inevitably be misunderstood by people not privy to Iranian rhetoric against the regime? No, I don't think so. I think this is not an Iranian culture. I think people outside of Iran could relate. Like, how is this an Iranian culture? This is okay. So the things that are mostly like only within Iranian culture, I provide the context so more people understand it. But this is international. A religious person telling you that this is a sin, and you responding to them, well, I like to sin. I don't think this is something that you need to understand. I think, people who used to have a Christian background and now they left religion, I think they could completely relate to that. So they could completely understand why you would say that respond like that to a religious person who's telling you that this is a sin. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think you need any cultural context to relate to that. You were saying no. Astaghfirullah means I ask atonement from Allah. Astaghfirullah. No, you say Astaghfirullah min ash-shaytan ar-rajim. No, okay. Soha is the Arab translator here for us. Hakim is here as well. Astaghfirullah. Doesn't that mean I seek protection from Allah? Does it mean I seek atonement from Allah, or does it mean I seek protection from Allah? So Hakim is saying, I am ex-Muslim and I don't even know who he is. Because you're ex-Sunni. That's why you don't know who he is. So you know who the Mahdi is, right? Hakim, right? Al-Hakim. You know who Mahdi is. So in Shia Islam, the 12th Imam is the Mahdi. And his name is Imam Zaman. In Iran, his name is Imam Zaman. Okay, so it's basically the 12th Imam, which is the Mahdi version of Shia Islam. Oh, Astaghfir means forgive. Okay, so Yuval was correct. It means I seek atonement or forgiveness from Allah. Okay, so Yuval was more correct with his translation than mine. Wow, good job, Yuval. Yuval is not even ex-Muslim, and he's good job, Yuval. Oh yeah, Soha is confirming. Yeah, okay, Soha is also Arab here, so she knows. She's saying it is asking for forgiveness. Yuval was correct. You say A'udhu. Yes, you're right. Yes, I'm confusing Astaghfirullah with A'udhu Billah. You are so correct, Yuval. How are you this good at Arabic? I am so impressed. Good, amazing. I am so impressed with Yuval. I have no. Amazing. You have like an Israeli Jewish person is so good. Like, I am so impressed. How are you this good in Arabic? You must be Mossad. You've been trained. You are Mossad. You just, this is not good. Now you just you expose yourself. Get it, life. Okay, so now the religious woman responds, oh no, are you serious? She's saying you'll suffer during the doomsday, at the end of time, judgment day, not doomsday, judgment day. No, that's not what she's saying. No, I think that, okay, what I heard, Qasim, if you correct me if I'm wrong, what she's saying is that, dear God, I think she said Khodaya, means, oh God, she's talking to God. Do these people not believe in Judgment Day? That's what I heard. Is that what she heard, Qasim? She said Khodaya, Ruza Qiyamatam Qabul nadaran ina, which I think that's what I heard. I don't know if that's what she said. So that translation, so this says that the subtitle says you'll suffer during doomsday, but what the actual translation is, oh God, do these people not believe in Judgment Day? Yeah, she's talking to God. Yeah, she said Khodaya. So to me, that means that she was talking to God. Isn't that a better translation? No, Yuval Soha is saying Soha, she's Arab and she speaks Arabic, and she's telling, look at this. We have our Arab followers are telling our Jewish followers, good job in their Arabic understanding. This is so beautiful. Qasim saying, yes, she said they don't believe it. Yeah, exactly. So my translation was correct. So the liberal woman responds, who the hell are you? Like, who are you to tell us what to do? Who are you? Basically, so she said, who are you? But what she actually means is like, who gave you the authority to be our judge? That's what she keeps saying, who are you? Who the hell are you? And she's saying, it's none of your business. Like, what business this is of yours, what we're wearing. Oh, now, okay, the liberal woman took it too far a bit. Hold on. So okay, so there's part of this that wasn't translated. The conservative woman responded by saying, "I am somebody like you,"
چه ربطی داره؟
and like the liberal woman said, "This, why is this a business of yours?" And then the religious, okay, so this part was translation. So translated. The part that wasn't translated was the part where the conservative woman said, "I am somebody just like you." But this part now she said, "I'm just a." So she's saying, "I am a human," but I think what she actually said is, "I'm just a human."
نه
And I think that okay, this is the okay. The liberal woman here is taking it too far. I do not endorse this. Okay, the liberal woman
تو
said,
انسان نیستی.
"No, you're not a human." Okay, this is dehumanizing. I do not endorse this. This is horrible.
خب تو کی هستی اصلا به تو چه ربطی داره؟ نه تو انسان
Okay, this is not good. I do not accept this. This is not the right way to respond. She's saying, "No, you're not a human." This is completely dehumanizing. I do not accept this. I do not think this is right. What do you guys think? Is this too far? Yeah, it is too far. What am I even asking? She talked to God. Yeah, okay. So that translation before was correct. Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like telling people that they're not human.
انسان نیستی.
And the religious person is responding to the liberal woman and telling her to be polite. Like, why are you being so rude? Guys, do you agree? Like, tell me you agree with me on this. Like this is bad. I do not like this. Okay, I mean, she shouldn't be meddling with you and telling you. Here's another thing. Okay, let's have some sympathy for the religious woman as well. Okay, because it's wrong to meddle in people's lives. But my guess is that they don't really want to. My guess is that they are being told that they have to. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know a lot of these religious people know that if they tell these younger women who are not covering up, it's not going to be received well. And they're going to hate it. And they're going to respond badly. And this is going to be a bad experience for them. And the religious women, I think, know that this is going to ruin their day. They're going to feel hated. Okay? But I think they have been brainwashed to have been told that you have to do Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahy anil Munkar. When you see people not following Islam properly, you are also not following Islam properly if you don't tell them. Like, you are not doing your religious, like if you see a woman without proper hijab in front of you and then you don't speak out, you are sinning. You have not obeyed Allah. So I feel bad even for the religious woman, because I think like maybe she feels like she has no choice. God is watching and this is her duty and she has to do it. Okay? So I do want to sympathize not just with the liberal woman who's somebody's meddling in their life and telling them what to wear. I also want to somewhat sympathize with also the religious woman who has to be hated like this because she thinks that she's doing what she has to do. You know? I don't even know. Yes, exactly. It's Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahy anil Munkar. It's a religious duty in Islam. It's actually a Quranic command. It's even beyond Hadith. It's in the Quran. You were saying she thinks she is saving her and feels committed for that. I'm not sure, Yabal. I think like it's more like it's her duty. It's not like I'm again, this is completely guessing. I can't read people's mind. This is just my guess. Okay. I think it's more about it doesn't, even if it works or if it doesn't work, it's just something you have to do. You have to say it because Allah is watching. And if you don't say anything, you're like, this woman committed a sin by not wearing her hijab properly, and you also committed a sin by not doing Amr bil Ma'ruf while you saw it. You watched it and you said nothing. Right? So, I mean, I think like we should have a little bit more sympathy for the religious woman, I think. And I think telling somebody that they're not human is completely uncalled for. Waqasem is saying it's not easy to talk reasonable in such a situation. I totally understand the liberal lady. Yes, it's hard to just sit here like me as somebody. I'm not like an Iranian woman in Iran having to suffer from this Islamic regime and just sitting here be judging, the liberal. I know it's not that easy. Okay, I can't be that judgmental for the from the liberal lady's side as well. Like, I mean, I can, because I'm sitting from a position of privilege and safety, and I could do that. I could be like, well, it's wrong, but I also, it's explainable, but I don't want my explanation to be justification, right? So I understand the explanation. The explanation is that these people, the liberal lady, is so frustrated for having more. Not only do you have to deal with the moral police, you have to deal with every religious person that the government has legally accepts their position as their own personal moral police. Do you know what I mean? Like, if somebody is the government even recognize, because the government has to recognize this commandment by the Quran as the Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahy anil Munkar. Legally, if somebody is middling in your life because you're not being Islamic enough, the government has to take off the side of the middler, because that position, that vigilante justice, has to be recognized because it's Islamic, right? And this is really frustrating as somebody, especially women living in Iran, especially members of the LGBT community, because there's eyes everywhere. There are meddlers everywhere. Even when the government forces are not visible, even then you have to deal with civilian moral police, because this is such a commandment. So it's so frustrating. And maybe if I'm in her position, I would say like stuff like her as well. All right, maybe I would. But again, I understand this is hypocritical coming from me, that doesn't experience some stuff like this. But I do think that even with all that explanation, I will still condemn calling somebody not a human. I still say that's wrong. I understand that seems rich coming from somebody that doesn't have to pay the cost, somebody that hasn't suffered. But I still do it. I will still condemn calling somebody not a human. It's not good. There's a guy saying Islam says be in everyone's business. It does. It literally does. It's a Quranic command. Terrell is saying, in short, Islam is inhumane. Okay. It makes people say and do stupid things. Well, that's religion for you. Most of them are not enough to be okay, wait, no. It's like, okay, come on. Let's not talk about what people's looks. Let's not judge how people out. Yeah. Okay, come on, guys. I'm not gonna highlight that. Oh my gosh, she's repeating that she's not human. This is bad. YouTube, I'm not dehumanizing everybody. We are reviewing somebody who is, okay? Just to be clear to YouTube. Okay, so the religious woman, let me see what the action.
ادب داشته باش. آخه تو انسان نیستی. آخه مرگ رو نمیفهمی. مرگ نیست. اینقدر جوونا که به ذره هستن به ترجمه.
She's saying, do you not understand? So my translation is that have you not seen? Do you not see death? Do you not understand death? And she's saying she might not understand. She thinks that maybe because she's young, she's not afraid of death, because religious Muslims constantly want to remind you of death and judgment day, and the fact that you will be judged after death, okay, for your sins, right? So this is a constant theme in Islam, okay? So the religious woman is saying, do you not understand death? And another understanding is that people who are young, they might sin more because death is so far away that they're not afraid of afterlife, right? So they're not putting this in the subtitle, but this is what she's saying. What she's saying, maybe the reason why this is not in the subtitle maybe because it would be too complicated for, I don't know, foreigners. She's saying, have you not seen in Behesh Zahra? Behesh Zahra is the most famous, it's the largest graveyard in Iran. is the graveyard in Tehran, right? Close to Tehran. It's the biggest graveyard in Iran. Like, basically, do you not see how many young people are dead in Behesh Zahra? Like, basically, go visit the graveyard. She's suggesting her to remind herself that many people who are underground, many people who are dead, died young, right? So she's reminding her that death could be near, that Allah's judgment could be around the corner any day. Like, don't feel that you're secure from death just because you're young. I remember when I was in school in Iran, there were, during the Ashura ceremonies where you're supposed to cry for Hussein, for the death of Hussein. You're supposed to cry, right? Everybody's supposed to cry for the death for the martyrdom of Hussein. And our religion teacher was like, some Muslims are so bad, such uncaring Muslims, that even though they're old, you watch them during Ashura and they're laughing and they're making jokes instead of crying, even though they're old. Like, the suggestion is that if you're old, you should be more you could die, you're so close to death, and you're not taking Islam seriously even though you're old, right? So this is what a religion, like, even there were these old people who were laughing during Ashura and saying jokes to each other. And then you see good Muslims that even though they're young, they're crying their eyes out. Their eyes are filled with tears. They're so distressed, like a good Muslim is supposed to be like during Ashura, even though they're young. So the constant, because they know death could come at them any moment. Anytime you could. Nobody knows when you die. Just because you're young, you shouldn't be so mindless and sin all the time, thinking that you could repent one day and be a good Muslim, because maybe you open the door and right around the corner a car is going to, or maybe with this disease that is going everywhere, especially. Oh yeah, I think this is also what this woman is saying, is also the reference to this whole disease that is going around, which I'm not going to name, and how many graves are being filled with young people because of it, right? I think this is a reference to that as well. Let me see if anybody has it. Maybe Qasim or anybody has a different interpretation. May I actually play it a little bit more just to see?
ادب داشته باش.
آخه تو انسان نیستی.
آخه مرگ رو نمیفهمی. مرگ نیست. اینقدر جوونا تو بیزرا هستن به هم نمی‌فهمن.
So there's so many young people in Behesh Zahra. Basically, she's saying there's so many young people beneath the ground.
زندگی کنم تا بمیرم.
Okay. I think the translation is wrong here as well. Okay, I will go back to what the liberal woman said, but let me see what you people are saying what you guys are saying in the live chat. So is saying no one can say she is not human, as a human is a species. Yeah, of course. Humane, on the other hand, yeah, maybe humane would be a better way to say. May mean that the person, yeah, but she didn't say you're not humane. She said you're not human. That's what she said. Yes, there's a hadith. Hakim is saying there's a hadith who's saying that whoever sees the hadith that says that you have to there's a Quranic verses about Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahy anil Munkar, which tells you to meddle in people's lives, but there's also a hadith that tells you that is more specific about how you're supposed to do it. And it says that if your tongue doesn't work, basically if speech doesn't work, then you could use your hand, which is just a suggestion that you could get violent. The hadith, this Islamic scripture is suggesting that if you tell people to be Islamic and they don't listen, you could become more violent in the way that you suggest that they should become more Islamic, okay? And this is what this hadith was referring to. And that's the hadith that Biden read in his speech to the CARE organization in the United States, not knowing what this hadith actually means, thinking that this is a hadith that is just saying that, oh, we have to encourage good things and discourage bad things. But no, what the hadith actually meant is that you have to encourage Islamic things and discourage un-Islamic things with your tongue, but if the tongue doesn't work, with violence if necessary. That's what that hadith was referring to. And Biden was reading that as to celebrate Islam, not knowing what it actually meant. Reminds me of the Quranic verse that Obama read in Congress, not knowing what, thinking that Quranic verse was suggesting that something is peaceful. Remember when Obama read in Congress that in Islam, the Quran says that if you kill one person, it's like killing all mankind, not knowing that that specific verse was a law that Allah was supposed to have given to the Israelites, but the verse after it was a specific law, but the verse right after it was talking about a verse that was general to all Muslims now, telling you that you're supposed to crucify whoever is spreading corruption on earth, which is basically talking about people like me, right? Like they're saying Obama was reciting by quoting a verse in the Quran as if it's saying that the Quran is against killing people, not knowing that the verse right after is telling you to crucify anybody who's spreading corruption on earth. Anyways, and you know what their definition of corruption is. Okay, I'm just gonna highlight this one. I'm not gonna read it. Let me see. Yuval's okay. Okay. I mean, he's old. Can you blame him, Yuval? He's old. I feel sorry for him. He shouldn't be doing what he's doing right now. He should go to school. But his administration is pretty good. Yeah, exactly. So I was saying, yeah, it's exactly the same hadith as that Biden said. All right, let's continue. Oh, here's the hadith for anybody who wants to go look it up. Thank you, Joel. So now she said, go look at the graveyard, see how many people are dead. Young people are dead.
ترجیح میدم زندگی کنم تا بمیرم.
Okay, this translation is wrong. So the liberal woman is saying, so the translation that they have here, I want to live like this till I die. That is the wrong translation. Who is working as a translator for White Wednesday? Who is working there? Hey, White Wednesdays, maybe talk to me, like reach out to me. Like I will, like maybe I could review these for you.
ترجیح میدم زندگی کنم تا بمیرم.
I think the best translation for this is I choose life over death. She's not saying I want to live like this till I die. She's saying I choose life over death. And I think what she is referring to is that you religious people are obsessed with death and afterlife while we live. Right? Like we choose the side of life. You guys are like the Islamic obsession with doing everything for the afterlife. You guys are worried about everything after your death while we're worried about things before we die. We choose life, you choose death. You're on the side of death and we're on the side of life. Something like that. Awesome. Isn't that a more reflection of what she's saying? She's not saying I want to live like this till I die. She said I rather live than die. That's the literal translation, but the actual interpretation is I choose life over death. Not as in choose life, I don't want to die, as in I am, while you are worried about life after. Here's the best translation. The best translation is like, while you worry about life after death, I am concerned about life before death. That's what the best translation is, I think. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that a better translation than what you have here? And it's so much more beautiful. That is so much more poetic and beautiful. What she's saying is so much more poetic and meaningful than what the translation here is suggesting. Oh yeah, Soha is bringing us the translation of that hadith that Biden read, and these people here are also referring to. The hadith says, whoever sees an evil, let him change it with his hand. Oh, actually, I was wrong. The hand comes first. And if he's not able to, then with his tongue. Oh yeah, I remember this. The hand comes first before the tongue. And if he is not able to do so, then with his heart. And that is the weakest of faith. Guys, by the way, this hadith by itself is not the command to the Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahy anil Munkar. This hadith is basically a citation of the Quranic verse that commands Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahy anil Munkar. What hadith is supposed to do is the type of structure that adds to the Quranic verses to show how obeying Quranic verses looks like in real life. Okay? So this hadith is basically adding to that. by saying that you have to start with your, like, you have to use your hand. This is I can't believe that this is the hadith that Biden was reading as if this is a good thing. Like when it says hand, then tongue, and then heart, that means get physical. When you're physical first, use your tongue if you're not able to get physical. Oh my God. Like if you could get physical in making sure people are obeying Islam, get physical. But if it's not within your means, like this woman doesn't have enough body strength, for example, then like if you're a man and you see like some immodest people in the street, then you know what to do, right? But if you're a man, you can't like touch, like, yeah, I saw some examples of like not maybe touching women because you can't touch them, right? But anyways, I'm not gonna get into too much detail. But I saw a man that was being more aggressive, like, anyways. But if you can't, use your tongue, right? Yeah, this woman is on the second level. It's on the tongue level. But if you like, how would the heart version work? I think the heart version would be just like pray for them. Just be like, I can't use my hand. I can't say anything in this situation. I'm just going to be like, God, please guide them to the right path. And that's the weakest one. That's the most weakest one. Like if you could use your hand and your tongue, you were supposed to use your hand or your tongue. Okay. So this is like, don't just pray for them. That's not. You actually have to enforce the laws of Islam. Okay, here Qasim has a good translation. Qasim is saying my translation is closer. So good. So I did a good job. What does CW mean? Think about death and its consequences. Okay, so basically the conservative woman is saying, think about death and its consequences. Think about Judgment Day. And the liberal lady is saying, I prefer to think about life rather than die. No, rather than death. Yeah, I'd rather think about life rather than death. Yeah, okay, yeah, death, exactly. Yeah, so that was my interpretation. Awesome. Both of our translation was better than whoever is doing translation for White Wednesdays. Somebody tell Masih Ali Najat to come watch this. This is not good translation. Yes, hand is first in the hadith. Violence comes first. Again, I can't believe Biden actually read this hadith scripture, as if it was a good thing. Like he had no clue. It's amazing that the people who work for CARE, like the CARE organization in the United States, which is an Islamic organization, these are like liberal lefty Muslims in the United States. The people who gave Biden this hadith to read, those Muslims, they probably thought that this hadith was like a good things are good, bad things are bad type of hadith as well, right? Like they thought like this is like a lovey-dovey, oh, good is good, bad is bad hadith. Like they didn't, I don't think the lefty liberal American Muslims, a lot of them actually understand hadith as well. Yeah, actually that's Troll is saying sounds like Muslims stole a bit from the Kama Sutra. First with hand, then with your tongue. Yeah. Yeah, actually I prefer this interpretation more than all of them, Troll. Okay. Yeah, White Wednesdays translators suck. Again, no insult to White Wednesdays because they do Masih Ali Najat, and she does really good activism. Like I support her. These translations suck. Oh yeah, Soha is confirming the part of the hadith that is saying that finally, if you can't do anything else, do it with your heart. That part. By the way, for people who don't know, Soha is Arab and she speaks fluent Arabic. So she's saying yes, the heart means pray for them, as in if all else fails, just ask Allah to intervene. Awesome. Okay. And like, oh, why are you filming me? Okay. She's like, okay, so she's saying like, you're meddling. Why are you meddling in me? I can do this. If you could meddle, basically, if you could meddle in what I'm wearing, I could record you. Like if you could meddle in my life, why can't I record you? So I do whatever I want. Why do you interfere? I don't think. Okay.
دلم میخواد
No, she says. Okay, so the order is wrong. She didn't say I do whatever I want. Why do you interfere? See, even the order being wrong makes it look different. She said what the why do you interfere came first, and then she said I do whatever I want. She's not saying I do whatever I want. She's saying I can do this given that you're interfering in my life, right? So she's justifying her recording of her because this conservative woman is basically middling in what she's wearing. So if you change the order, it's more justified than what she said. The conservative woman is saying, "Oh, name drop." They all know who's gonna where these videos are going. God, this is so badass. This is like, look, nothing. I don't know if these conservative women every time they say like, "Oh, I know you're sending this to Masih." Do you know how big of a promotion this is for Masih Alinejad? When you're showing that, when everybody, like, again, say my name. Masih Alinejad should be like, say my name, and and like they all recognize that she's the leader in all of this activism against all of this conservative fuckery, right? Like this is like they okay. So the religious woman is saying Masih gives you money so that you take our videos like this. Okay, again, always the accusation of you're getting paid for this. Like, I don't know if Masih is paying all of these liberal women to record these things. She must be sitting on so much cash if that's the case. I don't. This is the common accusation in Iran. Like, oh, you don't like. I don't like what you do, so somebody evil must be paying you. And they think like they think Masih is like literally Satan. Okay, but this is so good. Again, somebody needs to do a compilation of all of these religious people in Iran. Every time they're being recorded for something like this, every time they say Masih, they mention Masih Alinejad, there needs to be a cutscene to Masih's face with Walter White's voice, say my name. And then after it, like, that's right. Yeah, every single time. Somebody make that video. Somebody make that compilation. Oh my god. Oh my god, the conservative woman is so full of crap. Like, Masih gave you money. Masih gave you money to record this. She's repeating that. Oh yeah, Masih Alinejad, she's wiring money into your accounts. So yeah, she say I feel sorry for you. She's like, yes, they get money. Why would they record me if they don't get money? She's okay. Why are those parts not being translated? That was funny. Like, why would she record me if she's not getting money? Wait, why is that part not being translated? Is Masih Alinejad? No, it is someone. Oh no, okay, some of it was translated. I got worried. I was like, is Masih Alinejad's organization not translating the part that says that she's accusing them of getting money? But no, it wasn't. She's saying, the liberal woman is saying, if we were paid to be like this, there wouldn't be this many beggars in this country. No, I think I think the better translation would be, if we were actually getting money for doing stuff like this, the situation of our country wouldn't be this poor. I think that would be a better translation. Anyways, that was that. All right, so we were here for almost 3 hours, so you should cut it here. Oh, thank you so much. We got a super sticker. Thank you, cool. That's very nice. Thank you for the super sticker. We haven't got that. We haven't got any of that for a while, so I appreciate that. Thank you. Let me see. Let me just answer this and then go. Troll is saying, with the fact of the conservative woman knowing about Masih Alinejad not indicating that she has been watching, following Masih. Sounds haram. I mean, that's kind of funny, but not really, because the regime has shows and programs against Masih Alinejad, warning people about the evils of Masih Alinejad. Like, she has been on national TV. So there's that. All right, so let's head out. And music guy is saying, great videos, Armin, and commentary. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I know. Okay. Oh, Ghasem. Oh, Ghasem. Okay. Thank you, guys. I hope you enjoyed these reviews. Music guy, I will respond to. Can you repost your question for the next Q&A, because I do want to respond to that. That is an important thing that I do want to highlight that at some point in the next Q&A. But thank you for letting me review these videos today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys soon. All right, this was fun. This was interesting and informative, not just for me as well. Okay, bye.